This is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. The Milwaukee Brewers set a franchise record yesterday afternoon for most wins in a season with victory number 97. Here's how it sounded on the Brewers radio network. Jeff Levering with the call.
Uribe, the sign, and his 0-1. Steer, a fly ball to center. Back is Perkins. That'll do it. 97 wins for your Milwaukee Brewers, a new franchise record. 4-2 the final score. They beat the Reds, and no team in Brewers franchise history has ever been better than the 2025 version.
The crew now awaits until October 4th, where they'll meet the winner of the Cubs-Padres Wild Card Series. The Packers also tied the Cowboys yesterday, 40-40. Plenty of reactions coming your way next on Wilde and Tausch.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky, it might be as almost to the point of Ruth?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Touch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Monday edition. With Riley Yauk in as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. For the mystery vacationing Jesse in Orlando. I am reminded again that my youth is well behind me. I do not cope as well as I used to. I used to be able to get up on 3-4 hours of sleep and totally function. Not the case today. Edition. The 40-40 Packers lose. At least that's how it feels. Edition. And we will take your calls. We will take your texts on the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776. And as Leslie Odom Jr.'s Aaron Burr says in Hamilton, this should be fun. Edition of Wilde and on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Hopefully soon, back on Spotify. And, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. The aforementioned Jesse Nelson is, I think he's at Epcot today. I don't know what his schedule is, but he's not here. Riley Yauk is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios and from his undisclosed location. He was right about the 40 burger. He just didn't say that the other team was going to get a 40 burger too. is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. What the blank? Blank?
Blank and blank. So yesterday was an interesting day. Long day. A lot of stuff going on. Didn't get to watch much. Watched the Packer game. Did the post-game show. And I overreact. I think that's a fair thing at some points, and some points I don't. There's times I was not an overreactor last week. I thought the Cleveland game, it was what it was. I thought there was some mismanagement, but this defense was really good. I didn't see this coming. And I like to think of myself, both when I'm on the road driving, I look ahead. I'm like, oh, well, this idiot could do this. I'm going to try to do this. I like to think of myself as I can see some pitfalls. Not going to catch all of them, but I can see pitfalls. And I knew Dallas's offense is – I respect Dak. I think Dak is a really good quarterback. But no CeeDee Lamb, no their stud left guard, and their center
two offensive
out.
linemen out.
Our D-line dominant, beating up everybody. I never, ever – I was completely blindsided, and that led me to do the postgame. I was almost in a state of – I don't want to say shock, but I was in a state of – I can't believe – I actually used the Joe Buck line from Kirby Puckett's home run. I can't believe what I just saw. I can't. I couldn't believe what I watched last night. As the second half was going, I just was looking. This isn't what I've seen. I can't believe this is happening. And the question I kept coming back to, and I said, you know what? I checked out of Green Bay game night probably a little before 1. And I said, I need a night of sleep. I'm going to probably need the bye week to get my head wrapped around what I saw last night. That's how shocked I was. And I still believe this is a good football team. I still think this is a good defense. But I think I need to pump the brakes on this team being a dominant, like, old school Bears, Ravens, Tampa. This doesn't happen to defenses that are that dominant. And that's what last night left me shook as a Packers fan. And I don't know if I'm in the minority on that, but I legit was kind of like, what? That literally, that's where my mind was for almost the entire postgame show. Were you shocked? Did you think last night could happen the way it did?
No. So let me set the table for calls because you just had a great I want to just my good shook?
buddy Matt LePay just texted me and he said that wasn't Kirby Puckett, it was Kirk Gibson's home run. I apologize. Great radio calls and TV calls on both accounts. What did Kirby Puckett say? We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes, I would like to thank because look, I'm overtired again. Not asking anyone to feel sorry for me.
Are you grumpy?
You're welcome for my service. None of that. But I was sitting here going, so thank you to Matt LePay because I was going to correct you, and that's never where I want to start a show.
That's fair.
Kirk Gibson, Jack Buck, not Joe. Joe was just a little tyke at the time, I believe. I don't believe what I just saw. Kirk Gibson home run. And we'll see you tomorrow night is Kirby Puckett's home run. Great calls, both.
Like all-time calls. Yes.
Kind of like, and this game is underway with a bang. Who returned that kickoff for the Badgers that Matt did that? Touchdown, Wisconsin. So, yes, I saw this coming a mile away. I knew that the defense was going to give up 5 out of 6 touchdown drives. I knew that after the Ball King story, which I was all in on, they would be 4 games into the season without forcing a single fumble. I knew all this because I'm prescient that way. No, I did. Of course not. And look, the other team gets paid too, and maybe we've been a little dismissive of teams that we thought were overmatched because we thought the Packers were so star-spangled awesome. At some point, we may need to have an intervention, though, about the level of premature crowning that we do around here. And you and I are both guilty of it. We both got swept up
totally
in
guilty.
Love-a-mania in the second half of 2023. Now, he was fabulous last night. He was really, really, really good.
Yeah, listen, Jordan Love was great, but I am not crowning him against that defense. Like, everybody's doing that against Dallas.
Correct.
And that is not
No
a
doubt.
slight to Jordan. Jordan played awesome last night, but his decision-making at the end of the game, not great. That was, again, I put Matt Laflur, and the Rich Bisaccia part of this is going to be something that I know we're going to talk about. But last night, I am not crowning Jordan. Jordan Love, I've said for the while, he's a good quarterback. He's got to take another step to be great. He was awesome last night, but there are going to be a lot of quarterbacks look real awesome against that operation.
Including Russell Wilson, who was benched a week later. Your question, what you said you were shook.
How did we give up 40 blanking points to Dallas last night?
You are still struggling, clearly.
Well, no, I just don't get it.
You're beside yourself.
Jason, there's a lot of things. Artificial intelligence. There's a lot of things I don't know enough about, and I am eager to learn. Football ain't one of them. Football, I know ball. I know, and there's going to be, stuff will happen, and I'll be a little surprised, but I am never flabbergastingly shocked. Like, that doesn't happen to me often. Last night was a flabbergastingly shocker to me.
As well,
were there signs?
Be.
I'm not into the zodiac stuff. Like, I maybe should get the signs and all this stuff. Did I miss something that I should have seen this coming? Did we miss something? Jason, we weren't injured last night, right? Guys were at full strength. I know Wyatt got hurt, but going into that game, did I miss something? What did I miss?
I don't think so. Because if anything was going to happen, the Packers' offense was going to short circuit because of the two missing offensive linemen, and they were going to be in kind of a, what do you call that? A rock fight, a slug fest. You have a phrase for those type of games.
Sludge
match. That's what I was looking for. That was what I thought could happen. Right? They can't get the run game going, even though their defense isn't very good. They can't protect Love effectively, so he takes some shots and misses on some throws because he's rushed. The ghost of Jadeveon Clowney is productive again. But that I did not see 40-40 and the Packers' defense being in that position that they were. I never saw coming. And again, I keep hearing, and I'll send this audio over because I think it would be better if we played it than if I read it, even though I read it very compellingly.
You love reading.
But I do. I love to read. Reading is fundamental. Pizza Hut taught me that. But talking to Xavier McKinney on Thursday and him talking about this idea that, too many guys thought 2-0 they'd won the Super Bowl. He could have been talking about us, frankly, because we were crowning them to beat the band. But maybe he was also talking about the guys on defense. Because, look, they played more than well enough to win against a bad Browns team, right? Like, it's 10-0. Sure. Love throws the pick. The long touchdown drive they give up is 5 yards. We're talking about how they should just punted and prevented that interception from happening because there was no way the Browns were going down the field. I agree. But the Cowboys, without CeeDee Lamb, without two of their starting offensive linemen, come on, man. How does that happen? If you are who we thought you were, how does that happen? I do wonder if our friend Hunter Vaughn, the resident Cowboys fan, who is usually the long-suffering member of our bullpen of great producers, since Jesse, you never know where Jesse's going to be. I wonder if he's as shocked by this, that his team played as well as it did offensively and was able to do what they did against the Packers defense as we are. Because, again, is Brian Schottenheimer, we're going to have a new Brian Schottenheimer coaching tree because he was so brilliant? Because, look, his offense, without its best player, was really good against the defense that had no business allowing that to happen. What was the tenor, before we get to our calls, what was the tenor of the postgame show last night?
It was a couple of things continue to kind of ring. Rich Bisaccia sucks. Special teams stink. Matt Laflur is never going to win a Super Bowl here. And mostly I just continued to try and get myself out of the shock that this defense played the way that it did last night. That was kind of my hour and some change. That's where my mind was. And nobody has given me a really good answer of how this could happen. I really felt like the only teams offensively that were going to be able to do anything close to this would have been Detroit up in Detroit, Buffalo, and maybe like a Kansas City. Not a Dallas Cowboys injury-riddled offensive line, best wideout out. To do that to that level was just it was shocking. So I'm going to get over that. I'm going to move on. And then I'm going to question how much of this is it's September football, not overact. Because do I think that this defense is still going to be a top 5 defense in the NFL? I do. Do I think that they will start becoming more impactful because their pass rush will be better? The questions I have last night, Micah was still, I think he ended up some of these Pro Football Focus and whatever, 7 pressures, 8 pressures, a sack. That's what I saw. That's what the numbers I saw. That's awesome, obviously. Don't know if that's accurate. I did not watch it.
Did it feel accurate to you?
He got in there quickly. I thought they had a good plan for him. The question I have last night, and where I'm going to be interested when Bulaga joins us, is he busts down film a lot more than I do. Rashawn Gary got singled up a lot. I didn't see a lot of him last night.
You're right.
I didn't see him on the field. I don't know. Him and Van Ness, were they? And then I've seen a lot of folks that Packers Twitter people with Edgerrin Cooper having a bad game. So there's just a lot of what ifs. Why did this happen? And is this going to be sort of the uncrowning of a defense that I thought had a chance to be dominant and leading a football team? Is this still going to be the case, or is this going to need to be Jordan Love and this offense needs to perform at that level, even against good defenses, in order for this group to win? Because I think if that's going to be the ask, I am not as bullish on this team having a long run as maybe I was leading into this game. And I don't want to overreact. I don't want to be that guy today, because I was last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a little sleep. I didn't get the amount I wanted. But that's kind of my question mark after what we saw last night.
All right. So there's a couple of things that we need to spend some time on in addition to your calls and texts on the Carbless Tuck and text line 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Riley Yauk is standing by to take your calls. We can delve a little bit further into the defensive performance, but to me, the biggest question is, how on earth did they mismanage the closing moments of overtime? That they became
first
they
half.
And, well, the
first half was worse.
Well, the first half was
worse.
They tried to be aggressive when they shouldn't have.
They didn't have any timeouts left. That
Right.
was idiotic. At the end of, you know what happened at the end of the game, right? We all know what happened.
No, tell me what happened.
Old boy was afraid of giving 20 seconds or less to Aubrey to kick a 60-some-odd yard field goal.
I understand that.
That's what happened. He was he thought more about that than going down and getting a tutter. That's what happened.
So I want to go through I want to go through the final sequence because they have two plays that are negative yardage. They're both passes, if I recall, right? One to Golden and one to Emmanuel Wilson. And then there's still like 22-ish seconds at the end of the Wilson play. And then they're putzing around. It did not look, I saw no urgency to get to the line of scrimmage. So, again, is that a lack of communication from the head coach to the players? Is that them just sort of zoning out and not realizing how precious the time was? Because you can avoid leaving Brandon Aubrey enough time to kick a 72-yard field goal, but you can't have it come down to one tick left on the clock when that final pass to Golden in the end zone is incomplete. They cut it way closer than they needed to, and that's how they end up with a tie. So I want to get into the time management aspect as well. But the biggest thing that we want to get into is how great Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin are. I just drove by the new facility they have up here in Green Bay on 41. It's beautiful. You should check out the windows there.
And when a customer chooses Pella, you drive by and you say, I like the cut of that spot. I want to check it out. One of the most important things to them is honoring trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and the professionalism, you trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Order by the end of the month. Get 0 interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We'll get to your calls, 844-770-3776, with your positives and your negatives. The time management, definitely a negative. We'll get into that and more coming up. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. As the football season rolls on, the baseball playoffs take center stage, and the days get shorter and shorter. You know what that means, and whether you want to hear it or not, winter is creeping up just around the corner. So here's the thing. You can choose to ignore that the brutal Wisconsin winter is quickly approaching, or you can do the smart thing and think about getting your vehicle prepared now so you don't have any issues when that slippery snow first falls. Well, I recommend stopping in to see the amazing service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires. It's a big one for winter. Change the oil, and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape. You can take my word for it. From summer road trips all around the state to driving to work in the tumultuous Wisconsin winter, Zimbrick Chevrolet is truly the name you can trust. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's the best time of the year, and you know what that means for me. It's tailgating season. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. For my friends at Door County Distillery, locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. If you're in Madison tailgating before a game, there's only one thing to do to elevate your experience, and that's bring it with Door County Distillery. Whether that's the cherry brandy for your old-fashioned, the single malt whiskey, or any of the gins, vodkas, and in-betweens, Door County Distillery has you covered. Find the retailer nearest you at doorcountydistillery.com.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Give him hell, time to hands. Gonna live life till we're dead. Give me scars, give me pain. Then they'll say of me, say of me, say of me. There goes the fighter. There goes the fighter. Here comes the fighter.
All right, Towns, help me understand this. So the Dallas Cowboys settle for a 22-yard Brandon Aubrey chip shot field goal after Dak Prescott is on the cusp of running it in, and Micah Parsons catches him from behind at the 4-yard line.
By the way, he ain't getting in. Like, I know Collinsworth made it. It was a great play by Micah. You didn't think one of those guys is getting Dak down on the ground?
I think he might get in.
Listen, he might. It wasn't like if without Micah it wasn't going to happen. This is part of the deal, and I get it. You want to make sure that storyline obviously was the big one before the game, and it was an awesome hustle play by Micah. But like we just love dramatizing stuff. Like it was a great play, but he wasn't going to score a tutter there. Somebody was getting him down before he was getting in. There's two dudes there ready to tackle him if Micah doesn't bring him down. Continue.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones last night on paying Dak Prescott and not Micah Parsons. It's very simple. Dak was indispensable in my mind, and Micah wasn't. Micah Parsons had an impact, but it's hard to see it when you give up 40 points. But here's the clock management question that I have. So Aubrey makes the field goal. By the way, is he the best at the kickoffs, too, now that he can land it in the landing zone, and then it goes into the end zone, but it's a touchback only to the 20 because it landed before the end zone? Like, that's a skill. Yeah. He's like you with your wedge.
Well, it would be maybe that's something that Rich Bisaccia should be working with Old Boy on because it's obviously a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it sure helps.
Bisaccia has had a brutal start to the season. Brutal.
He was smart enough to replace Matthew Golden on punt returns with Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, with Romeo Dobbs, a guy with a ton of concussion history, and we needed him for 3 touchdowns last night. That's why I want returning punts. If you can't tell, I'm rolling my eyes.
You are, yes. I think we all sense that.
Why is it that we've had 2 years with this kickoff now, and maybe we want to figure that part of it out. And the part that was infuriating to, I think, a lot of us last night, we go down and get this tutter to score and up by 4, so Aubrey can't go down to win the game with a field goal or tie it. And it was almost as if everybody that was watching that game that's a Packer fan is like, well, I guarantee you this return's going to be a monster. And what happens? Yeah, they start at the 40-some-odd yard line because old boy kicks it. Like, it's just a cluster blank with all this stuff.
Tausch is referring to the third touchdown Romeo Doubs that made it 34-30 with a minute 45 to go. Had the I keep wanting to call him Mel Turpin because I think of old basketball players. But Turpin returns the kickoff then 45 yards, is tackled by Brandon McManus, and the Cowboys start at their own 46. And 4 plays later, Dak Prescott throws a 28-yard touchdown to George Pickens, on which Carrington Valentine, someone who I have talked up in a big way, who had not a good night.
Very tough night for Carrington.
Yeah, neither did Nate Hobbs, however. He also did not play well before he left with a concussion. So another example of a defense that we were talking during Green Bay game day with Alex Strofe and John Anderson and Brian Bulaga and myself. Boy, the corners have been way better than I expected them to be. Not last night. Keyshawn Nixon gives up on the play. That ends up being like a 40-yard completion to the guy coming back to the ball when Dak Prescott just throws it up there.
By that kid.
Yeah.
That was a whale of a catch by that kid.
So
now, they could have called holding a ton last night. I'm glad they didn't, just for the record. I'm on board with that. I know Packer fans are frustrated. We also held a few times. There were a couple times. I didn't think our O-line played a great game last night, even though the rushing stats and everything would tell you different. Last night was an eye-opener for me. It was an eye-opener. I am very I need a bye week. I need a bye week for this team. Like my old Tauschometer of let's go get a chip, it took a big beating last night. But I'll bounce back because I believe we're a lot better than what we showed last night. Last night was, if it wasn't the poorest game defensively we'll play all year, then we're screwed.
So the Packers convert a 4th and 6.
Great play.
A fabulous catch across the middle to Matthew Golden. A 14-yard gain on 4th and 6. That play is snapped at the 3-minute 50 mark. They are at their own 38. Then they get some big runs from Emmanuel Wilson, who had a really good night, by the way.
Awesome game.
He was really, really good. So the Packers are, with the 2-minute warning, they're trying, like Tausch said, they don't want to leave any time left in the overtime for Aubrey to go down and...
Hey, do you remember the old days when the announcers and everybody went and it was Aaron Rodgers? Everybody's like, don't give him the ball back with any time. The announcers were... do you remember that? And then went down and scored? You remember how everybody feared that?
Yeah.
Now, the announcers didn't, but I'm telling you, Laflur and everybody over there was like, we can't let Aubrey get a kickoff at any point here or we're going to lose the game. They had that same... I'm telling you, that was the vibe I felt on how Lafleur coached that last part of the overtime.
So just, again, for people that are unfamiliar with the rules now, in overtime, each team, I don't know how Tausch felt about it last night, but each team is guaranteed a possession, even if the team that receives scores a touchdown. Matt Lafleur won the toss, made the right choice, and kicked off. Unlike in the Super Bowl with his old buddy Shanny. They get a field goal. The Packers now field goal to tie, touchdown to win. They get stopped. They lose. But if they tie the game with a field goal, which they obviously did, but there's time remaining, they keep playing. That's not it. And that was the fear that they clearly had, that Aubrey was going to kick a 72-yarder and they were going to lose. So let's just finish this clock management thing so we can get to calls. So with a minute 15 left, they have 1st and 10 on the Dallas 25-yard line. Okay? Dobbs has a 6-yard catch. They keep the clock running. Tick, tick. What isn't that what Berman used to do? Tick, 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 tick.
Yep.
Okay. So then they go no huddle, but they use a fair amount of clock. Emmanuel Wilson runs for 7 yards. That ball is snapped with 52 seconds. Okay. Now to Tausch's point. They let time run off again. The next snap is with 32 seconds from the Dallas 12. And they throw a pass to the right to Matthew Golden, who is thrown for a 3-yard loss. They pop a timeout with 28 seconds. Okay? So now it's 2nd and 13 from the Dallas 15. Remember, you score a touchdown, the game is done, so you win. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yes.
Their next play, they throw again short to the right, and Emmanuel Wilson is thrown for a 1-yard loss. Now, that ball was snapped with 28 seconds. And somehow they don't snap the ball again until there's 6 seconds left on the clock on 3rd and 14 from the 16-yard line. And Jordan Love throws incomplete over the middle into the end zone. They call it an O-zone because they either want to throw it out of bounds or into the end zone. And there's 1 second left when that ball is incomplete and they whistle it play over.
Yeah, you have very lucky that ball hit Jack Sanborn's back, because if it would have kept sailing, as Schefter was looking at that this morning, if that ball doesn't hit Sanborn's back,
and
it goes through the end zone, the ball game's over. And then we're sitting here like Laflur stinks. It was mismanaged, but I'm going to tell you this: everybody that's getting after Matt Laflur, and deservedly so, that was on Jordan Love. The decision to throw that Charlie check down, knowing you're going to get tackled in bounds, throw the ball out of bounds, move on. That's where I'm going to tell you this right now: Aaron Rodgers never makes that throw.
No,
he doesn't.
Nope.
And I'm not trying to say Jordan Love. That was just a really poor decision by Jordan in that moment. You can't take a sack, so I understand throwing the ball out of bounds and moving on, and then you can reset with mid-20s. You have plenty of time. You get your field goal team ready in case you're tackled in bounds.
Sure.
You don't get the first down. You practice all of those things, but the fact that they were fearful of Aubrey making a 70-yard field goal to beat you was in the mind of Matt Lafleur. I don't care what he tells you. That was a part of all of that decision-making, and it was more about what we need to do with the clock and leave nothing left than let's go down and daggerize these fools with a tutter. That was not the mindset, and that is why Packer fans are pissed off about it.
Well, it might have been the mindset to start, but once they've got 32 seconds. They're at the Dallas 12.
The play to Golden and the tackle threw the whole thing off.
Correct.
It was a great play by Diggs. It was it wasn't a good call, and it was a good play by him. And I think Dobbs missed the block on him.
He did. That's correct. Yes.
Those are the things that get your blank beat at the end of games.
Or tied.
So.
Yeah, again, when you have the ball.
Let's not kid ourselves. This was a loss. Like, the Cowboys are going to say the right things. They are happier than a clam. We should be really irritated and feel like we lost that game. I know. I would bet everybody in that locker room feels that way.
Yeah, I did not have I really wanted to, but I didn't know if everyone that would read it would get it. I was going to write for the headline on channel3000.com, Packers lose 40-40. Because that is how it felt.
That would have been really fun.
Yeah, thanks.
That would have been fun.
Maybe I'll go back and change it. That's the beauty of the internet. The fact of the matter is the Packers tie 40-40. How do you feel as a Packers fan? Are you, as Tausch said he is, shook? Because that's what you said. Yeah. I'm not misquoting you, right?
I'm shocked that I'm still. I can't get an answer from anybody on what the heck happened last night. I want to get I don't know if that was Vin Scully or whoever that was. I don't have an answer for how that could happen last night defensively. I know everybody's caught up on time management and all of the little nuances, and that's very fair. I'm really, there's plenty of things to talk about, but I don't know how we could see that defense look that listless and helpless. Helpless. 5 out of the last 6 times they scored touchdowns that they touched the football?
Correct.
Against that group that looked like we were going to give them a nickname, and I don't get it. And I want to understand it, and I can't. And I need someone to help me. And I don't know if anybody can.
844-770-3776. We will get going with your calls. It's going to be a little bit like Disney World. You're going to be standing in line for a while, but it'll be worth it. We will get to every call we get, we promise, but it may take a while. 844-770-3776. Tausch and I are looking for answers. If you're looking for answers when it comes to your supply chain, there's only one call to make, and that is to Lakeland Supply. They have core values like every great business, and Lakeland Supply is no different. They've been displaying their core values in the industrial supply space for over 40 years. Integrity, excellence, stewardship, partnership, and faith. They're ISO certified, a Future 50 winner, top rated in customer satisfaction, and they believe in giving back to the community. Lakeland isn't one of those catalog companies. They work to be your packaging and supply expert, building plans around what you want. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. So set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. We'll get to your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
A dominant season means a top seed.
They're winners, and they've proven it, and no one thought they could.
Your Milwaukee Brewers are the top team in the National League. Catch every pitch of Brewers baseball right here on Madison's home for the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Wisconsin icon.
It's all about the Badgers.
The dawn of the Wisconsin Badgers.
We did it better than everybody for 20-some years.
Joined by 2 of his football legends.
I like all of them, except for quarterback.
I like defensive ends.
Hey,
I really like defensive ends.
Someone didn't like kickers at one point.
The Barry Alvarez Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Sala, Derek Engler, and Jesse Nelson. Live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton every Monday night. Right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
At Hard Rock Casino Rockford, the unforgettable experience goes far beyond the casino floor with the luxury of their dining and entertainment. Savor prime cuts and fresh seafood at Council Oaks Steak and Seafood, or explore 7 unique dining venues that deliver flavors from around the world. Then let the night ignite at Hard Rock Live, where the world's greatest acts take the stage. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Striving for excellence is exactly what we do.
Our suite of master craftsmen ensure every roof we install will last.
We believe in giving you exceptional results.
And the satisfaction and durability you want with your Suite of Metal Roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suite of Metal Roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suite of Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Hey, Badgers fans, Riley Yauk here for the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day postgame show brewed by Coors Light. This weekend, Corey Sparks and I will be live from the Silver Eagle in Monona as the Badgers hope to bounce back after their bye week at the Big House against the Michigan Wolverines. Tune in immediately following the final whistle for our thoughts and reactions, and swing on by for $3 Coors Lights. It's the ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day postgame show brewed by Coors Light across ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
This is our crew.
And a called third strike right down the middle with a sinker. Come all without, come all within. You'll not see nothing like the mighty Quinn.
Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball. 100.5 ESPN.
I'm not afraid of getting old, and I will escape from dying young. I see the light go past my shoulder. I'm one less day from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting old, and I'm one less day from dying young, and I see the light go past my shoulder. I'm one less day from dying young. I'm one less day from dying young. All my life I have been wandering, burning up my candle like my time just won't end, and I'll keep burning till the
844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talking text line. Less is more. Now I'm really kicking myself. Should have gone Packers lose 40-40. Is it too late to change the headline on channel3000.com? Probably not. I'm going to do that.
Somebody brought up a good point, and I know Old Boy's gone on his vacation / whatever they're doing there.
Abduction.
40-40 has to be a scorigami, right? Like, it has to be.
It was a scorigami, yes.
It had to be, right? I mean, very few ties that had a 40 burger apiece.
Yeah.
It would have to be.
I was hoping the game would end 13-2, which would have also been, I think, probably a scorigami, I'm guessing.
Probably.
After the blocked extra point. Luke Musgrave. I'm not sure I understand why Luke Musgrave was in that role, given that that is not his area of expertise, blocking people under really any circumstances. 844-770-3776. All right, let's get rolling here. Try to be concise, unlike me with my questions to Matt Laflur. Let's begin with Brandon in Tulsa, who probably called before the show was even on the air. Brandon, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Hey, guys. Good morning. I'm doing really well. I will try to stay concise. I know you guys are busy with calls. Before I get to the Packers, though, Tausch, I heard you make a comment saying you're not into the Zodiac very much and, you know, looking at the stars. And my wife is huge into that, and so I've kind of got into it. So let me give you a really quick breakdown as to why you shouldn't be questioning your overreactions and your attitudes to things. Your birthday is June 17th. You're a Gemini, and you tell me if this sounds like Mark Tauscher, okay?
Oh, boy.
Highly verbal and witty.
Oh, God.
Known for
highly
sharp
verbal and
humor
witty.
and ability to charm. There you go. So highly verbal and witty. You're restless and adventurous, means you crave variety, and you get bored quickly if you're stuck in routine. Independent thinker, often questioning things, preferring to learn and decide for yourself. You've got a creative streak. Many born on this day are drawn to writing, performance, or communicated-related fields. Radio show, anybody? And then emotional depth. You've got some emotional depth. You're pretty introspective and intense. So when you say things like, man, I don't know, I overreact, I don't think you need to change how you do things, Tausch. You just need to figure out more about why you do things. I think you come by it honestly. So,
okay, I did not. I'm not going to lie.
I'll be
I did
honest
not
with you.
expect but that's pretty on
kind of
point.
scary. That's pretty accurate, Zodiac.
Now,
yeah,
from Tausch's moon being in someone else's stars or whatever, however that works. Brandon, are you shook by what happened last night? Because that's the word Tausch used at the top of the show. He was shook. He needs a bye week to process it. Are you shook?
Okay, so I was shook for about 5 minutes, and then I remembered all the concerns I had before the Parsons trade. When Micah got traded to Green Bay, I was like, oh my gosh, this fixes so much. And I really, especially after the week 1 performance, I said, yeah, that confirms what I thought getting Micah did for the team as a whole, not just the defense. But then I realized, there was problems with this team going into the season that weren't necessarily fixed just by Micah getting signed, like the corners. We lost Jair. Yeah, he was hurt all the time, but guess what? Those guys are largely unproven. Nixon, Hobbs, why did we think they were just going to be an automatic bang-bang, all right, the cornerback position sewed up? Like, we didn't really get any better there, and we're still kind of figuring that out. So that didn't change. The pass rush stunk before Micah. So if Micah gets double and triple teamed, what makes us so sure that those guys are going to start winning their one-on-ones where before they weren't? The O-line, we weren't great run blocking last year, and I know that signing that guard from San Francisco was supposed to help, but Banksy's hurt a lot all the time. Mm-hmm. And Elton Jenkins is struggling at center. That was still a question mark before Micah got there. This team is still really sloppy and makes tons of mental errors. That didn't change with Micah getting signed. It's not like all of a sudden they're not going to get penalties anymore. And Coach Laflur, he's always had trouble, it feels like, mismanaging games late. And that killer instinct is not there. That didn't change with Micah getting signed. So when Micah came into Green Bay, I was so excited and got so on the hype train that I just forgot every single one of those issues. And you want to hear something funny, Mark? Like 2 months ago, as I was getting ready for work, I was scrolling YouTube to look up a crockpot recipe that my wife and I wanted to do. And on the recommended for you section of the videos, guess what was first in line? You and Homer, the post-game show after the loss to the Eagles, like 8 months ago. I said, well, this would be fun to listen to real quick to see if, what did Tausch think then and how much have we changed since? And I listened to your concerns about Jordan's decision-making and the offense not really gelling any throughout the year and how penalized they were. And those issues are still kind of there. And I don't know how to fix it. I really don't. I'm not the coach. When Homer was calling Jordan a really, really bad decision-maker last week,
couldn't trust him, he said.
I think he's a really good quarterback, but the clock winding down. It was like Caleb Williams and the Bears. Remember when Eberflus last year, they couldn't believe they weren't spiking or calling timeout or doing something? That's what it was like. I'm like, how does Jordan not know that, hey, we just got to either spike it or do something different here because I can't just assume I'm going to get the playoff in time for a kick. It's like he was oblivious. And Coach Lafleur, so all these issues existed before Micah, and they're still there. Look, full disclosure, I'm picking Green Bay to win the Super Bowl because I'm a psychotic Packers fan. I still think they're going to be really great at the end of the year. But none of those issues in and of themselves were just fully fixed by Micah coming into town.
Yeah.
And I think the hoopla that we got caught up in kind of blinded us to the real problems that this team could have, throughout the season. So, I was shook, but then those things came back to my mind, and I'm like, okay, it makes a little more sense why we're struggling in these areas.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're dealing with a Gemini.
The real question here is,
clearly.
Before you go, Brandon, what was the crockpot recipe?
And we're Tausch and Homer talking crockpot recipes during that postgame show that resulted in it coming up in the feed.
The crockpot recipe was a chicken pot pie. I usually bake my chicken pot pie, but we wanted to try the crockpot. So,
how'd it go?
Good luck.
A little mushier. Probably a little mushier than you'd like, right?
Brandon had a great call. We had the
all
Gemini
right,
and everything.
fine. We'll get with Brandon next time.
I don't want to hear
right,
about
I want
his
Brandon's crock-pot recipe later. Fair
he'll
enough.
send it to you. Yeah, he'll send it to you.
All right.
A lot to unpack there. I do want to touch on this before we get to the next set of calls. Did Micah Parsons in the first 3 games cover up the fact that we overestimated the cornerback play? Because, look, and I was leading the band, right? Because Keyshawn Nixon had 5 pass breakups against Washington. Every pass thrown his way, he was knocking away like he was Darrelle Revis. But I was a Carrington Valentine guy. You certainly heard me talk about how physical Nate Hobbs was, especially in that Arizona game last year that they didn't play. Like, did we overestimate them, and could that be an Achilles heel? I don't know if Carson Wentz can actually get the ball to Justin Jefferson in a game or two, or if it's J.J. McCarthy by then. Did we fail to fully appreciate where they were at that position, yes or no?
It all comes back to if you can't rush the passer and do that, yes, I think we all – I have not sat here ever and said this secondary, especially the corners, are world-class. What I said was when you have a pass rush that was as dominant as what our group was with Micah and Rashawn and Van Ness and Wyatt, your secondary can be more aggressive. That was the Parsons effect.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And last night, for whatever reason, they protected better. Nobody, and Homer brought this up, when Wyatt went out, if you remember, first 3 drives, Dallas didn't do jack. Devontae Wyatt gets hurt, and all of a sudden, they started moving the ball at a very easy clip. Was that a causation of Wyatt not being out there? It definitely is in play. That is a topic. But as far as the secondary goes, the secondary is going to be as good as our pass rush. This is not Darrelle Revis and Charles Woodson and Deion Sanders. Like, this is a group that needs to have a really good pass rush. We all knew that. And when you make the trade, you concede that. And last night they didn't do their end of the donkey, and then the other donkey didn't get its donkey done. And next thing you know, you look like a bunch of you-know-whats out on the football field.
Exactly. Were you a donkey with your prize picks? Jordan went
more
more
he had a good
on
night.
his passing yardage.
Here's the deal. I did a couple of different entries last night. Matthew Golden was the key part for my entries. And he gets the first big play. And I'm looking, oh, baby, we're rolling tonight. And then he has an 8-yard loss. And then it goes 2 quarters before we get him back with that 42.5 yards receiving. We ended up being secure. He caught a couple of big 4th down conversion.
He did.
So Old T had a good night on Prize Picks. Football season, and here's I've got to tell you, Prize Picks has made every game more fun. Is it fun to watch your wideout get the number in the first quarter and then catch a ball later that loses 8 yards and you have to scramble? It was kind of fun, I have to admit. I love how quick and easy it is. I set that lineup in less than a minute. You get to stack single players across different stats. You can play it safe with flex play. You want the big payout, you can go power play. Prize Picks just makes it fun all season long. And withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Apple Pay, Venmo, and more. That's why millions of fans are on America's #1 fantasy sports app. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI for $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 play. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Tausch will not get further information about his astrology. He will not inquire about crock pot recipes for chicken pot pie. We will get to your calls and get to many of them over the next 2 hours and 3 minutes, starting next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com. You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Wisconsin's current struggles leaving the fan base questioning its long-term effects. Despite its recent slide, ESPN's Adam Rittenberg on why UW has and will still be a prime destination for coaches.
I think there's a lot of respect for the history that Barry has created there, and I think a lot of coaches are going to look at that as a place, man, I just need to get this thing back to its identity. I need to reconnect with the state of Wisconsin and the alumni in ways that maybe this staff has not connected as well as they could have, and I think it's going to be super appealing.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin honors trust and commitment on your behalf before, during, and after the sale.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. PellaWI.com.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
Immediate live show streaming. A homepage customized just for you. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN.
If you're just doing this because you're starting to not believe the Packers are going to bring in a number one wide receiver.
The ESPN Wisconsin app. Everything in the palm of your hand.
Who are the top guys?
And Dobbs.
That is the problem.
No, I totally
that is
agree.
You have never called Xavier McKinney the wrong name.
Available in the Apple and Android App Store. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
All right, here's what we're going to do. It should be already the 10 o'clock hour. Was Balaga on today? We're going to take Austin and Salt Lake City and Andy and Madison. Take our 2-minute break at the top of the hour and stay on the line. Mike in Texas, Charles in Brookfield, Eric in Green Bay, Jamon in Dallas, John in Milwaukee, Erica in Milwaukee, Chris and I just want you guys to know how much we appreciate the fact that you call. I know it's a pain in the keister, kind of like the Packers defense was. to sit on hold for that long. So thank you for your service while sitting on hold. The good news is you get to listen to the show while you're doing it, unless we're playing music, which I don't think we are. Let's go to Austin and Salt Lake City first. Austin, good morning. Thanks for holding on. Are you shook?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I am shook. I am with Tausch. I don't like how this team seems to be on the downhill while other teams like the Bears seem to be getting better and playing better. I'm concerned about the free agents Goody got of Hobbs and Banks. I don't think we've got anything good going, but could the bye week be coming at the perfect time? And then you've got the Bengals after that before a couple tough road games. Is this the right time to get this stuff fixed, Tausch?
Great question.
You hope so. You definitely hope so, and thanks for the call. Yeah, the bye week is way too early for a 17-game season. I don't think anybody – I would bet that Micah Parsons and Van Ness and Rashawn and McKinney, all these guys are chomping because they're all sick about their performance last night. They're all, Cooper and Quay. I think everybody is just – I think they're all stunned that this thing got rolling last night and they couldn't stop it. I believe that. And when you're a player, you don't want to sit and let that fester. That's why those postseason losses are so hard, because you fester on it for 9 months, 6 months, whatever it is. Here, you can get right back at it, and you go through it, and then by Wednesday it's, hey, we're on to Cincinnati, like Belichick used to say. That's what you would have said. So this week now you're going to get out of town, you're going to go and enjoy and reset, and hopefully come back with what happened. But I would bet almost all of those guys, Jeff Hafley included, would be just chomping. This would be a time they'd love to have the NFL get a Tuesday night game. They would love to have a game Tuesday night and say, you know what, blanket, let's go. I'm sick of listening to this. I don't like all of the, I think, deserved criticism of a defense that had been so good for 3 weeks and so bad yesterday. But that's not the case. So I for as much as I love joking about, the bye always comes at a perfect time, I think for this it's not. I think this team would love to get back out there and go.
The question that I would like you to chew on while we take more calls, and we'll get to it later in the show, but I just give this some thought. Was it fool's gold the way they played in the first 2 games? Have they taken a significant step back defensively? Like, what? How do you put this in perspective? Because that's what I'm struggling with. Because they looked star-spangled awesome in the first 3 games. And what happened last night felt like more than just it's not our day.
Oh, you're talking about defensively.
Yes.
You're talking defensively. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Because they were dominant the first 3 weeks.
Yeah. It's a great question, and I've thought that same thing, and I'm flummoxed because it's one thing to give up a couple of drives.
Right.
A full half, and that is very tough.
Let's get another call in, and then we'll get to the top of the hour. Let's go to Andy in Madison. Andy, thanks for holding on. Good morning, buddy. Are you shook?
I don't know. I don't, not as much as everybody else, I don't think. I think there's been a lot of shark jumping going on early on. I think maybe we got a little ahead of ourselves as far as what this team was. But I don't know. Is there a defense out there that plays slower or not as well on turf? Because the Packers, it seems like, Tausch, maybe you can – I called and spoke for 5 minutes and rambled nonstop last time. I figured I'd call and try to be a little more conversational this time so you guys can hit the eject button a little easier on me. But Tausch, I always thought the perception was that pass rushers want to be on turf. You can get top speed quicker and stuff. But it doesn't seem to translate for this team historically. We seem to perform better on grass. I don't know if that has anything to do with that. That was sort of a side point that I just kind of came up with. But is there anything to that as far as the Packers? It doesn't make sense, does it? That they would.
No. Here's what I would say: every pass rusher, especially that utilizes speed they want to be on turf. They want to have home field advantage because the crowd noise is a big factor within that. But energy and the enthusiasm, obviously this defense has played a lot better at home because that crowd noise and that energy, especially in that Detroit game where Micah was just screaming and the crowd was, fueling the place. There are a lot of Packer fans in Dallas last night. There's a lot of Packer fans in Dallas last night. I don't have an explanation for what we saw last night. And that doing a radio show and being in, someone that is, I think, pretty knowledgeable, I'm flummoxed by what we saw last night.
Great word.
I just think what you got to also remember, though, too, is that the Dallas was humiliated by the Bears. They, too, were coming off of a major bounce back, kick in the teeth.
Yep.
The other guys get paid. Dak played really well. So there's that. So, but anyway, real quick, I had a couple points I just wanted to get to.
That
real
is
fast. I promise
That's a fair point, but I also want to make sure we say they had no CeeDee Lamb and 2 of their starting offensive linemen out. You can be as mad as you want to be, but when you're down that amount of talent and that payroll, that also has to be part of the equation. Dallas's offense is good. Dak is a good player. Pickens, good wideout. But your dog is out, and your 2 best, and your pass rush had full capability until Devontae Wyatt got hurt, and it was not as impactful. Go ahead and finish your statement.
No, that's a great point. I think the Devontae Wyatt point has been underestimated as to, you lose a key guy, you lose a Kenny Clark before, when we had him, the run game suffers. So that does explain a lot. The one thing I wanted to just focus in on was the end of game situation where Laflur has done this before, mostly at the end of the half, where we have completely blown scoring opportunities, not even gotten a playoff, let the clock run out in a very similar fashion to how it almost happened last night. Now, am I correct in saying that Laflur can talk in Jordan Love's earpiece 15 seconds up until there's 15 seconds left on the play clock or until the ball is snapped? Isn't that correct?
Still 15 seconds on the play clock.
Right. That's what I understand. But so, hey, Wilde, man, if you want to be the conduit to the people, ask Laflur what he was saying to Jordan Love in the earpiece. Because I'm sitting at home on my couch, and this happens all the time with Laflur. I've never played football, organized football in my life, but I'm constantly mumbling things to myself in real time as I'm watching the game that seem as obvious as breathing. Like against the Browns, it was run the ball and punt, run the ball and punt. And last night, as the clock was running down for the end of overtime, I'm just like, spike the ball and kick the field goal, spike the ball and kick the field goal, spike the ball and kick. Like, I want to know what Laflur was saying in the earpiece up to 15 seconds on that last snap of the game. And if you got the guts to ask that question, man, props to you. I'll get off and
I won't ask him that today because he's not available today. Theoretically available tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be during the show, which means I'll have to leave the show to do it because otherwise he gets to avoid me. But that is a great question. I'm going to guess that he was saying, gotta go, let's go, we gotta go, because they had another jump the ball play call already attached. That if Wilson got tackled in bounds, they had the next play already called. So to me, it looked like Jordan Love and the rest of his offense were dawdling, putzing, meandering about. There was no sense of urgency. So I do wonder I will ask that. If I get the opportunity to ask it, I will ask that. Thanks for the call, Andy. We
appreciate it. That would be awesome. 15-second rant? I got 15 seconds? No,
you're done. 844-770-3776. We'll get to more of your calls after Tausch tells us about Tito's.
Oh, Tito's ham after a tie, after a win, after a loss. It's great to have Tito's in your glass. Make sure if it's a bloody, if it's a transfusion, whatever it is, make sure Tito's handmade vodka is your drink of choice. And besides being a great drink of choice, they also give back in a big way, partnering with nonprofits, doing real good out in the community, especially for our four-legged friends. So the next time you're raising a glass, make it Tito's handmade vodka, distilled in Austin, Texas, and crafted to be savored responsibly.
The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers set a franchise record yesterday afternoon for wins in a season with victory number 97. Here's how it sounded on the Brewers radio network. Jeff Levering had the call.
Uribe, the sign, and his 0-1. Steer, a fly ball to center. Back is Perkins. That'll do it. 97 wins for your Milwaukee Brewers, a new franchise record. 4-2 the final score. They beat the Reds, and no team in Brewers franchise history has ever been better than the 2025 version.
The crew now waits until October 4th. Well, they'll meet the winner of the Cubs-Padres wild card series. The Packers also had a tie with the Dallas Cowboys last night on Sunday Night Football, 40-40, some scoregami. More of your calls coming up next on Wilde and Tausch.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
There's been some good comments in the YouTube comments, 10 o'clock hour, Wilde and Tausch, that I want to get to as well. I do want to say two quick things on Twitter. One, if you tell me to shut the F up, you get blocked. I'm not sure why you choose to do that, but goodbye, Wayne. Second, learn the overtime rules, Jason. Dallas was never getting the ball back. No, you need to learn the overtime rules. If the Packers tie the game, they keep going. They keep going. It's not, it's a tie. If there's time on the clock,
for all
they keep
of
going.
the overtime absolutists, if they kick a field goal and Dallas can go kick another field goal, the game's over. It doesn't matter how much time was left on the clock. The third possession, I know everybody loves this new formula. I don't, but I get it. The overtime rules are, it's different, but you're going to see more strategy involved, and that part of it I do like.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get back to your calls. 844-770-3776. Let's go to Mike in Texas. Mike, thanks for holding on. Good morning, buddy. How are you? Are you shook?
I am shook, and I also do have a crock pot cooking chicken pot pie as this morning I started. So weird coincidence.
But are you a Gemini?
I'm a Taurus.
Okay, good to know. Thanks for sharing. What do you got?
Okay, so I think the reason why the Packers were so dominant in those first two games, I think they were just so excited, so pumped up. They got me. I mean, everyone was excited. The fans. Everyone, and I think that carried through, and I think also Detroit and Washington was just a little rusty, a little, they were not prepared, not ready, and I think it's this combination, and so it looked like that they were going to roll over, and now it's like it's kind of waned a little bit. I mean, it just seemed like everyone was dominating so much in that first game and the second game, and, and also I'm not sure, in terms of like Love, he had some mistakes, and the last play, the last execution. I mean, I don't know if that's all on him. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I mean, am I right that they would have lost the game if he didn't get a playoff, right? Time expired, game over,
Correct.
right?
Game over. They lose 40-37 as opposed to losing 40-40.
Yeah, and that would have been devastating. And so each loss, I wonder if it starts getting in Matt's head as, he doesn't have a long-term contract, and then he starts coaching a little differently because he's thinking of the future, and I don't see how that is not going to start getting in his head if they don't start having success again.
Yeah, that's fair. Again, I thought after the way they started the season, and thanks for the call, Mike, that was going to be a foregone conclusion, right? They may not make the Super Bowl because I wasn't putting them in the Super Bowl after 2 games. And you, by the way, kudos to you, because while our guy, the GOATs, Steve the Homer True, the division's a wrap. Not so much. You said it was a 2-team race, and I still believe that to be the case. That was a little more accurate. But I thought that they were going to be cruising here. And I did think that Waddle would be in a great spot because I thought they were going to be 4-0 right now, going into a bye, then playing a Bengals team without Joe Burrow at home. There was a chance they could have really been cooking heading into Pittsburgh. And now I don't know what to think of them.
I think, would Waddle have been right if they were 7-0-1? If that tie.
No, I think he said. You say they're going to go 8-0. You got. Now again, only one person in the history of the world, at least in terms of Wilde and Tausch world, has predicted a tie accurately, and that remains you, kissing cousins in 2018.
That is true. I'm very proud of that. I think what I'm hearing, and obviously there's some vitriol on Twitter today. There's people are irritated. People are irritated, I'm sure, on the chat. They still won't let me in there. But I'm sensing Packer fans don't think Matt Laflur can get the job done. I've seen that a little bit. I had somebody point blank ask me, can the Packers win a Super Bowl with Matt Laflur? I said yes. I still believe that. But the question marks of time management and is Rich Bisaccia and the special teams going to be letting us down like it was at the Stan Drayton days where the blocked punt, and we saw it unfolding and we didn't do anything about it, and then it bit you in the tuchus? We're seeing it right now. And when you factor in time management and all gas, no brakes, and all of the different things, people are as down on Matt Lafleur today as I've seen it in probably since he went for the field goal and not the touchdown.
Yes. So let me ask you the corollary question. And by the way, a couple of interesting things. Jim in the Milwaukee YouTube chat points out Dallas played Philadelphia tough too. I think we have forgotten.
They did.
So I really thank you, Jim, for reminding us of that. And Dak, to his point, is also playing really well, which is also true. Secondly, Ron S., who I don't know if that's Ron in the key or not, and this is the corollary question for you. If you take the blame all the time, this is my question, and I'll read what Ron wrote. If you take the blame all the time, do you not eventually put yourself in position to get fired because you're taking the blame when it's not your fault? Because as Ron says in the YouTube comments, I blame Love, not Matt. No matter what he calls, he's screwed because the offensive line is porous and Love has shown a trend of pooping the bed in the clutch. Now, again, I don't know about all that, but I will say you're the field general, right? That's what they call the quarterback, the field general. You have to get your guys blank together and get them up to the line so you have more time. It was a fire drill, and they didn't look like they knew what they were doing. They went from lollygaggers to then suddenly, holy crap, the clock is running out and we're still down by 3 points. We have one more play before we kick a field goal. That's what it looked like to me.
I'm telling you, that scenario at the end of the game was it's as tricky of a scenario to navigate as a quarterback because the first play, and correct me if I'm wrong, was Dobbs missed the block, Golden got tackled. Right?
Loss of 3. Correct. Pop the timeout.
So 28 seconds. The problem was the next play. That was the play because you have to navigate this. You don't want to spike the football, and then it's 4th down with 20 seconds left, and that's I think I would have rather have seen that than watch it unfold the way that it did.
Correct.
Because at least then you regroup and you say, all right, it's 3rd down. Bisaccia, have all of your field goal ready because you can do it in 14 seconds or less.
Yep.
Run out to the field. Trust me, I practiced it for years. They have that in their arsenal. They got it lined up. They can go and organize it and do it. But what you can't do, and I'm taking some heat with the little check down, you can't do that. Because then you're sitting in the spot and it's, where do we go from here? Because now Lafleur's thinking, well, if I run a play across the middle here and he gets tackled, it's ball game. Because the clock is winding and you can't. So that whole scenario, and that's why I said Jordan Love has done the 12 men on the field deal. There's a lot of things he's learned from his tenure, from his apprenticeship, and as a starter. Last night, you have to realize, Vic, and it is easy, trust me, from where we're sitting. It's another thing when you got people breathing down your neck, and you know you can't take a sack, and you know you can't do a grounding. Actually, you could have grounded the football there, and it wouldn't have been the end of the world at that spot. What was worse was Charlie check down, tackle in bounds, not gaining hardly any yards. That was the worst-case scenario, and it put everybody in I'm not 100% sure we should line up and run a play here because, by the way, if we do and I don't throw the ball in the end zone, it's ball game, we lose, and you're telling me we're a bunch of idiots this morning.
Yeah, Matt
so
Lafleur.
You ended up getting a bad tie, but it would have been worse had you lost. And that is never a scenario you want to be in.
Matt Lafleur always says indecisive equals ineffective. They look very indecisive. Let's go to
standing around and
dawdling, putzing. Let's go to Charles in Brookfield. Charles, thanks for holding on so long. Are you shook?
I wouldn't say shook, but I'm very concerned. There's a lot of things to clean up. A couple of things I wanted to weigh in on. I think we should re-sign Dobbs. I think that game would have been completely different without Dobbs. I'm going to start calling him Mr. Reliable when we need a touchdown. They go to him, and it's money. So I would re-sign him. I like Quay. I think Quay is everywhere, making all the tackles. I would re-sign him. And then I just had one last question. Is there a reason why Nixon wasn't on Pickens last night? Because I thought Nixon was our number one, and Pickens was their number one last night. So I was just curious. And that's all. Thanks. Love you guys.
Thanks, Charles, and your conciseness. Very much appreciated.
Really good by Charles.
They don't travel. They don't travel their number one receiver or their number one corner with the number one receiver. They play a bunch of zone, cover 3. That's what they do, right? And so he that's not how they operate. We were actually having that conversation on Green Bay game day pregame, and we were actually talking about how we were surprised at how well their corners had played. That was a foreboding conversation because then Carrington Valentine, who I think very highly of, was bad last night. And Nate Hobb wasn't much better. On the one touchdown, you can see, which Tausch, this is what I'm always leery of. Anytime there's a defensive play that results in a touchdown and you got one guy doing like the throwing his arms up in the air at the other guy, that's not good. My favorite one was when Al Harris was already doing it while the ball was still in the air on what was going to be a touchdown back when you were playing.
That's not good.
That's not what you're looking for. And Evan Williams was doing that to Nate Hobbs on one of the touchdowns, and it is not positive.
I had to pull this up because I wanted to take a look, and I think everybody's focusing on the secondary and traveling guys. And I think you have to understand when you go get Micah and you give up what you did, you're kind of conceding some things. You are now conceding that you're going to be able to get home consistently and win and pressure the quarterback and that is your way of kind of alleviating some of the pressure on the corners that you're not paying a ton of money to, and you're trying to kind of figure it out. And so I just thought, all right, I know Micah had a game, right? Micah ended up with a bunch of pressures and quarterback hits. So I had a look. Rashawn Gary, no sacks, no TFLs, no quarterback hits. All right, Colby Wooden, 1 quarterback hit. Carl Brooks, 1 quarterback hit. Devontae Wyatt, nothing. Kingsley Enikbare, nothing. And I keep scrolling to see Lucas Van Ness. Like I'm scrolling.
Keep scrolling,
and I'm looking,
bro.
And he ain't even on the sheet. So I'm starting to answer the question of how the 40 burger happened and my shock, because Rashawn Gary has 4.5 sacks and he's got a bunch of quarterback hits, and Lucas Van Ness has done that, and Devontae Wyatt's been a menace, and Carl Brooks has been a menace, and Wooden. And I'm looking last night in a game that they had put plenty of attention on Micah, and I'm looking at all these stats, and I see 1. Is that right? One
blanket sack
hit from 1 quarterback hit from anybody besides Micah? Is that right? It turns out it's 2. It's Carl Brooks and it's Colby Wood.
Correct. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. 2.
On the whole night?
Micah had 3.
And I think Dak, there's my answer. It's not about Keyshawn, and it's not about Valentine, and it's not about Hobbs.
Valentine's got to make that tackle on.
He does.
Pickens on the touchdown.
Jason, my point is, you played to the strengths of your team. You just paid $47 million to have the Parsons effect in play. Parsons played. He was out for a bit last night, but he played when the money was on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And this defense, they didn't answer the bell. The other guys up front didn't answer the bell, and I now have my answer to how Dallas threw a 40-burger up. There's my answer. I don't have to like it, but that's my answer.
844-770-3776. We will keep rolling with the calls after Tausch tells us about his love of Coors Lights.
Indeed, and whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, or celebrating a big tie after the game, you just need a moment to chill. Crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. And after a tie, sometimes you just got to chill. And there is nothing better than chilling with Blue Mountain cold 16-ounce silver bullets of Coors Light. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Keep going with the calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family-owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Thinking about going electric? Now is the perfect time at Zimbrick Chevrolet. When you purchase a qualifying new EV vehicle, you could get up to $7,500 for eligible buyers from a federal clean vehicle tax credit. Don't wait, act now, because this tax credit is only available until September 30th. And once you buy your EV, Zimbrick Chevy will take care of you with their certified EV service and top off your charge. Never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
So, Riley, just to be clear, because I unlike Tausch, who has snuck back into the producer's area a few times and pushed a bunch of hotkeys, and he does seem to enjoy that. I can't say that the phone is ringing off the hook, right? Because it's not one of those old school rotary or push button phones with the cradle there, right? That's not how it works. It's more of a
yes,
kind of a
exactly.
thing off the hook.
Yeah, it is a landline, but it is ringing off the hook. Every time someone drops, someone fills their spot almost instantly. So people are passionate. People are fired up today.
All right, well, let's keep getting to them. Again, let's get to at least Eric and Jamon here, and hopefully John and Erica in Milwaukee soon as well. Let's start with Eric in Green Bay, the purveyor of the Wilde and Tausch Boldathon Twitter account, which he's keeping track of. Eric, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing all right. How are you guys doing?
Good. Are you shook? That is the overarching question for today.
Yeah, I would say that'd be a good way to put it. I'm also, speaking of Boldathon, also pretty shook that we almost had a week 4 entry in the winner's circle. Craig Carmison had predicted that the Packers would lose 2 games, which could be directly traceable to special teams. Yeah. Obviously, blocked go-ahead kick last week, and then a 3-point swing with the blocked extra point getting returned for a touchdown, and then also the pretty poor field position throughout kickoff, especially in crunch time there. So we almost had an entry last night. He's at 1.5 games.
Yeah, 1.5.
Decided today. So
6-7.
Yeah, there you go. So the main point today was just kind of as far as kind of building off being shook. I don't know if it's just how much we listen to sports radio here in this community, but when a lot of these games are going on near the end, I kind of start to think, like, what are the major storylines and what's the narrative and what are we going to be talking about throughout the week? Nice. And if we win that game in regulation, like there was an opportunity to do after that last touchdown, basically taking Brandon Aubrey out of the game and forcing Dallas to have to, like, in my head, I'm thinking, all right, we played a poor defensive game. It was sloppy. There were penalties. Offensive line was inconsistent, especially early on. But Love does what he needs to do and has struggled to do early on in his career and brings us back in a great game-winning drive. And then our defense holds on. And then you kind of have that storyline too, like, okay, Micah Parsons and Packers D, do just enough. And it was just such a weird kind of flat. I mean, it reminded me, I don't know if either of you remember this game. I think it was fall of 2013 on the Badger side of things, but we were playing Arizona State. I think Joel Stave was the quarterback, and we had the ball down on like the Arizona 15-yard line, down 2 points, and he tried to kneel the ball to center it. He did touch the ground, but it didn't look like he did. Arizona State piled on the ball. There is this kind of this delay of game by the refs, and all of a sudden the game stopped, right? And it was just like, I remember I was a junior in college, and I was just like, what just happened? And it was a little bit like that. And you're obviously, as a fan, you have the clock right in front of you on the score bug, and it kind of reminded me of that yesterday. Like, I'm looking at that last drive, and obviously you see the clock. That's like the one thing on your mind. And like, surely they're not going to call a play here. Like, oh my God, they're calling a play here. And, we lucked into a tie. And I think that's why it feels like we lost. And the last point I want to make, and I don't want to overreact about the team, is that to me, it feels like good teams. And I think a lot of those Aaron Rodgers led teams, which ultimately still fell short, kind of win the games they shouldn't win. And it happened like back-to-back weeks. Like, we kind of got the rug swept from under us last week with Cleveland, where it was an offensive struggle. The defense played great. And then there was just a comedy of errors led to Cleveland being in a position to win it. And same thing yesterday, where, again, you have an opportunity to go up 14-0 before half. I'm sure even if it's 14-7, you might play a little bit differently. I'm sure part of Lafleur's thinking yesterday was, all right, if, Dallas gets the ball after halftime, they have an opportunity to go up on us now, not imagining that opportunity would have happened at the end of the second half. So I guess my thought is that, like, really good championship-level teams kind of win those cheat games. Like, that's what people used to get mad at the Packers in the past for. Like, when you gave Rodgers a little too much time and they did all these things wrong, and then they still found a way to win a game.
Right.
Whereas teams that have struggled in the past, like those Lions, like those infamous Lions losses or Bears losses, where, like, even though they seem to kind of be getting things together, like something happened. So that's my thought for today.
So Eric, I'm glad you brought that up, because Tausch, you made the comment before about Rodgers doesn't throw that pass, and we're beyond the comparing Love to Rodgers conversation, except for the expectation is for him to continue to progress toward being more like him. He doesn't have to be him. He doesn't have to be him to win a Super Bowl. But those types of things, you guys, and especially during the Rodgers era, you guys would win. You would win games you should, but you would make it harder than you should have, if that makes sense. But you'd always find a way in the end. And they have found a way in the last 2 weeks in games they should have won to lose and to tie. And I think that's the difference. Well, and I'm not saying it's all Jordan Love.
What's the old Lombardi quote? Winning is a habit, and unfortunately so is losing.
Or tying.
You can be a winner. You have to go through it, and you want to learn from experiences. And I think every quarterback does that. They all get more comfortable in these high-pressure spots as they understand, what do we need to do to win this game? I think the overtime and how that played, look at what Jordan did when it was a 3-point game. He went down and scored. They led that drive. It was a thing of beauty. By the way, my bold-a-thon pick of Jordan Love and MVP, his stat line last night is going to help bolster that if Green Bay can get it right and get to 13, 14 wins. His stat line, what he's doing, he's playing really good football.
That was his first great stat line, though.
Yes, but I'm saying again, I am not crowning him off of last night because I think Dallas' defense is garbage. I do not think they're very good. But the play last night that was really the determiner that it was a tie and almost a loss was the Charlie checkdown tackle in bounds. It was something that you couldn't do. You did, and I don't know if you want to put it on Laflur. I usually, last week I put it on Laflur because you don't put Jordan even in that situation. You want to see him continue to grow and learn from that. But this was not Jordan Love didn't play well enough to win last night.
Definitely not.
Jordan Love, they did not manage the clock well at the end, and you can lean on whoever you want. It's on both, Matt and Jordan. That is why that's a partnership that has to continue to grow and get better at it. And I think fans' frustrations are they don't feel like that's happening because it's happened now 2 weeks in a row where whatever decision was made was not the right one to win football games. You got one loss, and you were really fortunate to find a way to tie it last night. And I think fans are like, why can't we figure out what we need to do to win that close game rather than lose/tie?
You're right. 100% right. Let's get to another call before the next break. Let's go down to Dallas, where I assume Jamon is experiencing his Cowboys friends who feel like they won last night, and he's feeling like his team lost. Jamon, good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm okay. You got a right take on it. A lot of people in Dallas are excited, I guess, or kind of happy, feel relieved that like they really accomplished something, and I'm kind of here just feeling beat up about it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah,
so are you shook?
Yes, definitely. I feel like that's a game that we had in control almost till the second half, almost, and the block field goal. I said it last week, field goals, special teams, like if it's going to hunt us for the next few years, it feels like it's been hunting us for the past few years. I'm getting tired of it. I'm not sure what happened with the defense yesterday. It was horrible. Like Tausch said, I'm hoping this will be one of our worst defensive games all year. Hopefully we don't have to go through that against a better team. Not sure what happened. The first 2 weeks, not even the first 2 weeks, for even last night, quarterbacks are just dumping the ball off, and it's like we're bagging up on coverage. The first few weeks, Keyshawn Nixon wasn't giving guys no space, and now it's like he's giving 10 yards on a 3rd and 2, and it's like, are we just giving them the first down? This is not how we won the first 2 games, and it's like they're changing. So I'm not sure what's going on with the defense. The offense finally did a few things. They finally got it clicking. Josh Jacobs finally got a few good rushes. Jordan Love had a nice little game. Romeo Dobbs, shout out to Romeo Dobbs. I feel like he can.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to re-sign him. He's over-reliable. 3rd down, the strong hands. We need a guy to go get the play, go get the ball. That's the guy. I was looking for him on the last play. Hopefully, just throw it to Dobbs at this point. Because that was diabolical. A few seconds left. Nobody's no sense of urgency from nobody on the field at all. I'm not sure if that's a Matt thing or a Jordan Love thing, but me as a fan, haven't said it none since last year, been hearing it. This year, haven't said it. I think me as a fan, I'm starting to put the coil under Matt Lafleur hot seat. It gets to a point where he takes the credibility, but we actually have to see, is this going to be the guy who can actually take us to win the championship? Does he have that dog mentality that we want Jordan Love?
J-Man, do you think he is?
Because it doesn't feel like it. I don't know. I feel like, the problem that we have with Jordan Love kind of saying he's kind of too nice. I feel that's where he gets it from. Matt Lafleur is kind of too nice to me. He doesn't have that dog mentality. We need dogs, and to train a dog, you got to have a dog. And I don't see it in Matt. I just don't see it in Matt. I feel like it's a possibility, but I just don't see it when it comes to tougher opponents. Matt looks like he looks confused out there, like he doesn't know what's going on, and then he's wondering, do we run this play? Do we kick the field goal? Like, what was the sense of urgency? Why did we not try to score at all? It just doesn't make sense. Like Tausch said, he didn't plan on going in there to win the game. He just wanted to make sure that Dallas doesn't get the ball back to kick the field goal. And that's to me, as a fan and you're a head coach, that's unexplainable. You want to go in there and win the game. So
you're right, J-Mon. Thanks for the call. What's the saying, Tausch, you always say about scared money don't make money? Like they kind of like that, yeah. It did feel like they were playing a little bit frightened down the stretch instead of go win the game. You win the game with a touchdown. Yes. Go win the game. Dan Campbell probably not taking the same approach. And I'm not just saying that, I'm saying that.
I would agree. I think there is a lot of fans that feel like J-Mon. I think everybody, and I think people like Matt Lafleur, but there are a lot of question marks about, is he, and it doesn't need to be a dog, but is he the guy that can get this team over the hump, or is this the best? Is what we've seen the best of Matt Lafleur, or does he have a lot better coming?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where Packer fans are at on that. This seems as if last night was a big-time indictment of Matt LaFleur's approach in these games. I don't know what to – that's what it feels like from fan reaction. That's how Packer fans are feeling today.
Yeah. I just – again, I don't understand – It is his fault. It's his job to get his guys ready. But, again, I don't know what they were doing dawdling around. There was no urgency, and you can say that's the coach's fault for not telling them to be on the ball. But they were – after the completion from -1 to Emmanuel Wilson, there was like they were acting like the clock had stopped. Like they had all the time in the world.
Why I was so critical of that decision is because you're Matt LaFleur. Put yourself in Matt's position there. It's easy when you take the timeout. It's 2nd and 13. You have a field goal wrapped up. You know you're going to have at least a tie at this point. Even if you get a grounding call, he's got a 40-some-odd-yard field goal. You're going to make it more than likely, and you're going to get your tie. You have to think, what am I doing here? And when he makes that Charlie check down throw, you don't expect that, because I don't think you ever are looking at it. You say, all right, this you either need to take a shot in the end zone, out of bounds, or throw the ball out of bounds and move on at 3rd down. You get that there. You can't go spike it. You go run a play, you're getting your blank beat. If you don't get that ball in the end zone or incomplete, if you throw a ball down to the 4-yard line, he catches it, and there's 10 seconds left, I don't think you're getting that next playoff. So that throw, why I said Rodgers wouldn't have made it, and that is where you have to kind of figure those things out, that put the entire thing in flux. And that's why you saw the dawdling, because they didn't know. It's like, ooh, and should they have a plan? Yeah, but you also shouldn't have put yourself in that position to have a plan,
right?
Because it was the worst case scenario.
Is that Love's fault for throwing the ball to Emmanuel Wilson, or is that Matt LaFleur's fault if Matt LaFleur had an on-the-ball play ready after whatever happened on that play? That's my question, because I've got people saying that I hate Love and I love LaFleur. No, but it's possible they both blanked up there. And the players are responsible, too, for putzing around. They are.
Yeah. You can – both things, and I said this, somebody tweeted at me, or I know ESPN Madison put that clip out. I think you look at it, and everything's easier from over here. You don't make that throw. You can't put it with. You don't have any timeouts left. You have to understand where you're at. And this is a unique. You don't have this during a regular game because you know exactly what you need to do. In this case, there are 3 variables. Most of the time, there's not variables. It's like you're either going to score, you're going to get the points, or you're going to win or lose. And in this case, you have a tie. You have, I don't want to give them the ball back. I want to go down and score, but if I don't, I'm not going to be able to kick a field goal. There's 70 things in your head, and that gets complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get complicated, you have to have your plan, and you have to execute it. I would bet the next time they practice this, they will tell you, Jordan, when the clock is under 20 and you're in this spot, ball has to be out of bounds, touchdown. Those are your options because we can't do anything else because you can't go up and spike it because then you're limited. There's just so much different things that play. That play set in motion a lot of flummoxy. And that's not a spot you want to be in football.
Tell us about AmFam so we can get to more calls.
American Family Insurance, a proud partner of Wilde and Tausch since 1927. They've been committed to making your life better with outstanding home and auto protection. All so you're free to enjoy your dreams. So insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
Our clock management is almost as bad. We need to get caught up. More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, and you know how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid, participating in their legendary Book It program. Man, I loved getting those personal pizzas, and Pizza Hut's latest offer has me feeling a blast from the past. Introducing Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes, 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch and Nashville hot chicken. Each of these crafted flats pizzas, just $5. All day, every day, making them perfect options for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 crafted flats pizza at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. $5 crafted flats pizzas, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
The Midwest's best baseball players have one thing in common, GRB Academy. For 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, producing over 468 college commits and 27 major league draft picks. Their Windsor facility has 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training space. Next up to bat is GRB's Top Prospect Camp on Sunday, October 12th, open to the high school classes of 2026 through 2029. Claim your spot now at grbacademy.com.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin
Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Cheer on your UW Whitewater Warhawks football team as they return home to face UW Lacrosse in a top 10 battle this Saturday in Whitewater. This conference opener kicks off at 1 p.m. Make plans to bring the family for Alumni Day and Family Fest at Perkins Stadium. Get tickets now at uwwsports.com. Experience national championship level college football this Saturday when the Warhawks welcome in the Eagles. Kickoff at 1 p.m. Buy your tickets at uwwsports.com. Warhawk football, powered by tradition.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
We're on the Badgers.
There were some chants. Coach, what do you make of how fans have reacted here
I think it's embarrassing.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
I think it's terrible, despicable. They're spoiled rotten.
This is 100.5 ESPN.
All right, let's get to one call here because it's already 10:58. Thanks for everyone who's been holding on. Let's get to John in Milwaukee. John, good morning. Are you shook?
I'm shook about the coaching more than anything because in the last 5 regular season games, there's been 3 meltdowns by the coaching staff. The Bears of last year, Cleveland, and yesterday. And they're not making winning plays, and you can blame the players, but I think the coaches are putting them in bad spots too. Like Love can't make the pass in Cleveland. He can't throw the ball to Emmanuel Wilson. Nixon can't give up on the play and let the guy just run while he freezes and catch. Those are non-winning football plays. And one of my friends is a colleague of yours, and I talk about this all the time. You can't give up 10 points and beat anybody in the NFL. And that's what they did, right? The extra point blocked, that's a 3-point swing. The fumble before the half, no reason to do anything there. You only have 20 seconds left. You're at your own 25, nice. No timeouts. That's not good coaching. It's just, we're being aggressive, but that's not being aggressive because where are you going? You can't go anywhere. You're not going to gain 40 yards in 20 seconds with no timeouts to try to get a kick. So the coaching staff, I think, they're melting down. I don't know what other word to use. Like, they're not coaching winning football. Therefore, their players aren't playing winning football. It doesn't look like – and a lot of the defensive line rotation really bothers me. Like, why is Rashawn Gary tapping his helmet every 5 seconds to come out of the game? I mean, he's always out in critical situations. He's got to be on the field, but he's always tapping his helmet. Jeff Hafley's probably the best coach that you guys have ever interviewed. He's so good. The complete opposite of Bisaccia. He's a good coach, and he gives you information. Bisaccia is a bad coach, and he's super arrogant. He's so frustrating. And he said in the press conference, I don't know if it was you, Jason, someone asked him, and he goes, he's playing a lot better because he's in a lot better shape, and he's getting more snaps.
He did say
So what does that tell you all these years? He wasn't in good shape? Because he doesn't look in good shape, because he's always tapping to come out. You have to be on the field, your best players in critical downs, your best players. And you can see the difference. Valentine got killed yesterday, right? He got killed. I mean, he was so bad. Not that Hobbs was great, but Valentine was worse. So why didn't he get help from McKinney or Williams? He was out on an island a lot. And we've seen Dak do this. Dak can get hot. And when he gets hot, their offense is almost unstoppable. For years, it's been that way. And again, I go back to you can't give up 10 points. The point spreads in the NFL are under 5 in almost every game for a reason. The teams are too close. When you start giving up 10 points and expecting to win, and then say, oh, they're not a good team, they're not this, they're not that. I think they're poorly coached. I really do. I don't, and I like Laflur. It's all he does is win. I get it. But 3 meltdowns in 5 regular season games, no one can deny that. And it doesn't look – I think they're getting used to making non-winning plays. And you saw a ton of non-winning plays yesterday, a ton of them.
Yeah. So, John, and thanks for the call. I would agree with almost everything you said. I think Hobbs was just as bad as Valentine. I thought he played poorly. And again, he had Evan Williams throwing his arms up on the one touchdown. So they both they gave up. I'm not saying that Valentine was better. I'm saying both were not. Talk about non-winning football. To John's point, Tausch, if you play non-winning football in games that are not win or go home, you are setting the stage for playing non-winning football when it is win or go home. And you have to win. If you don't get the world's most important number 1 seed, you have to win 3 games to get to the Super Bowl, and then you got to win another one to win a title. And if you don't play winning football in a 4-game block to start the season, what reason do I have to believe that you will play winning football in 4 postseason games to win a title? So that critique, I think, is very fair.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur's taken a lot of shrapnel. I thought last week was not great management by him at the end. And I'm also looking at what we saw last night, and there's a lot of stuff with his staff, the clock management, but everybody is focusing on the end of the game, and it was bad. Mm-hmm. But I really think the game was lost at the end of the first half. That 7 points that you gift wrapped is what was the difference in the game. So there's a myriad of things, and I think there is plenty of room for criticism for what Matt and his staff has put together the last 2 weeks. There was plenty of praise the first 2 weeks. The last 2 have not been his best. And the question is, which is more which is going to be more indicative of what kind of team this is going to be? I think it's going to be more of what we saw in the beginning. But when you get in these tough games and late in the season, playoffs, there aren't going to be blowouts. It's going to be 4 or 5 different plays that determine the game and how you manage that. Mm-hmm. And right now I think there's a lot of doubt on how that goes because of what we saw the last 2 weeks.
All right, Erica, we'll get to you next. Want to remind you that Associated Bank has been with us from the beginning. We did our little keys to the game on social media presented by Associated Bank, and I learned something new this week because I don't go to the concession stand. But you save with your Packers checking on your beer, on your snacks at the game. So if you're going to if you're at the game at Lambeau Field, you're paying less for your concessions if you have Associated Bank. That's a pretty sweet little deal. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. You also get the best customer service in the industry, which includes early pay, which includes credit monitoring, which includes fraud protection and everything else. Go to AssociatedBank.com to learn more. More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels, celebrating 91 years with savings on furniture and mattresses. Trusted for quality and comfort. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Wisconsin's current struggles leaving the fan base questioning its long-term effects. Despite its recent slide, ESPN's Adam Rittenberg on why UW has and will still be a prime destination for coaches.
I think there's a lot of respect for the history history that Barry has created there. And I think a lot of coaches are going to look at that as a place, man, I just need to get this thing back to its identity. I need to reconnect with the state of Wisconsin and the alumni in ways that maybe this staff has not connected as well as they could have. I think it's going to be super appealing.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin honors trust and commitment on your behalf before, during, and after the sale.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. PellaWI.com.
Grassland butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Start your career where the road to success is paved in coffee. At Dunkin' Donuts, we're now hiring crew members and hourly shift leaders at our locally owned locations. Dunkin' offers flexible schedules, employee discounts, health and dental benefits, and paid time off. Plus, bolster your resume with our own leadership training program and even scholarship opportunities. Up to $1,500 per semester. Text Team Spirit to 85000 or visit teamtmart.com/careers to apply. Dunkin', America runs on you.
It's kickoff time at Metro Kia Madison. Get ready to score big with unbeatable season-starting deals. Drive home the electrifying 2025 Kia EV6 with 0% APR for 60 months, $16.67 per $1,000 borrowed. Or go long with the all-new 2026 Kia EV9 at just 0% APR for 48 months, only $20.83 per $1,000. But hurry, these championship deals end September 30th. Visit MetroKiaMadison.com to start your winning drive today.
Bring your family out to the next Forward Madison FC game. Their family special, sponsored by Madison Gas and Electric, is the perfect budget-friendly option for any families to enjoy professional soccer in Madison. For just $21, get your game ticket, plus a meal and scarf. Get your family together and come cheer on the Mingos as they make their playoff push. Head to ForwardMadisonFC.com to learn more and get your tickets today. That's ForwardMadisonFC.com.
It's bottle popping time, Brewers fans.
97 wins for your Milwaukee Brewers, a new franchise record.
You're listening to Madison's home for the NL Central champion Milwaukee Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Let's get to another call before the end of the 10 o'clock hour at 11:10. And you know that she's riled up when Erica calls. I think this is 2 Mondays in a row. Erica, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Well, it helps to work remote on a Monday because then you can put you on speakerphone while you work and continue to just
stay on hold for an hour and 45 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for your service.
Well, speakerphone is nice. All right, so if Matt Laflur or if Jordan Love doesn't like Matt Lafleur's play call, why isn't he changing it? because Aaron Rodgers did that and Packer Nation was freaking out like crazy. Why is he always changing Matt Lafleur's play call? Well, maybe Matt Lafleur isn't what we think he is.
Is that your Packers Nation voice? Is that what that was?
Sure, because like I said, all the Aaron Rodgers haters need to thank him because he beat the Vikings. So, Wilde, if you want to text him when he gets back to the United States, give him a holler and be like, hey, the Packers needed that.
I do need to text him because I'm trying to decide. I do not want to go all the way to Pittsburgh during Pittsburgh week and then just go to a press conference with him. So that is on my to-do list. I am looking at this, then I'll let you finish. The play that we have been criticizing, they line up with trips to the left, and they leak Tucker Kraft out over the middle, and he is open, by the way, but it's roughly at the line of scrimmage. And then they've got the check down to the right to Emmanuel Wilson, and Love is pressured pretty heavily fairly quickly. So I understand that the circumstances there, I've got it freeze-framed with 26 seconds, so it's 2 seconds after the snap. And Love still has a clean enough pocket to get the ball out. He's got Golden standing on the left side of the field. No one's covering him. He's got Tucker Kraft across the middle, who is open. But again, you have no timeout, so if you throw it to him, he's going to get tackled inbounds clearly. And then he's got Emmanuel Wilson to the right. He could have sailed the ball over Emmanuel Wilson's head, and it wouldn't have been grounding, which is what he probably should have done there. But again, to your point, and to, I'm sure, Erica, you would agree with Tausch's point, Aaron Rodgers doesn't put them in that situation there. Now, in fairness, does Aaron Rodgers in 2010 put them in that situation there and make that pass? Maybe. You may finish now. Sorry, Erica.
No, that's okay. And then TV was talking about that, who plays center, Elton Jenkins?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He has to look through his legs before he snaps it and then look up and look through his legs and look up and look. And I didn't catch why they say that's unusual or different or hard, or I don't know why the Packers do that, but I don't know. I went to go get my snack at that time and came back, and that's what they were showing on TV.
Snacks are important. And if you get them at Lambeau Field with your Associated Bank Packers checking, they're discounted. Thanks for the call. Tausch, I heard that too. And they were talking about how the guard usually taps the center when it's time to snap the ball. And and I'll be honest, this is not something that I had thought about. So I suck at my job if you want. But, I guess I had never really paid that close attention to the mechanism of the shotgun snap with Scott Wells or Corey Linsley or Josh Myers. Did they not look through their legs and then have to pick their head up quickly? I don't. You played with Mike Flanagan. You played with Frank Winters. You guys obviously used the shotgun. I didn't understand that, and I guess I haven't gone back. I could go back and look on NFL Plus to look at previous shotgun snaps and last year and years ago. But is it different? Is this not? Because this is a guy who hadn't played center that much in the NFL.
Yeah, everybody finds their comfort zone on it, and some guys it's not that big a deal. I thought he overblown that whole deal.
All right.
Listening to it. So, yeah, there is some guys like to tap the center. Because the big thing, what you don't want to have happen is a guy going in motion and the ball gets snapped and you ricochet it off of him and the ball bounces. That's really what you're trying to not. You want your center to be able to make the snap, ID what's going on, and that's where having a guard next to you that you trust and that you worked with for a while makes a big difference because you can lean on them a little bit. But Elton's the leader of that group. I'm not making a big old burger out of that. I don't think it's I didn't think it's as big of a deal.
Fair enough, but that is the power of commentators too, right? I mean, yes. I'm not at the game. I wouldn't have heard that if I was covering the game in Dallas. And when I heard it, it just like Erica. I was like, I guess I didn't think about that. If it's a almost nothing burger, that makes more sense. All right, we need to get to the 11 o'clock hour. We're gonna go to the bullpen. Hunter Vaughn coming in. So does this mean he's our eighth inning guy and then is Ryan Wollersheim coming in for the 9th. Like, I don't know what we're doing, but Riley has to get to Luke Fickell's press conference. Good luck to him. So Hunter takes over for the 11 o'clock hour, which starts at 11:18 in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Planning a corporate event, private party, or team outing? Madison acts as your state-of-the-art entertainment spot.
Whoa, you nailed it!
Featuring 8 lanes of axe throwing, craft beer, and interactive games, plus digital target projection and scoring. For even more fun, check out their indoor backyard. 2,000 square feet of shuffleboard, cornhole, yard games, bar table games, and more. Book your corporate event or holiday party now, before their lanes fill up. Go to MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update. Brought to you by Wisconsin Surplus in Mount Horeb, your homegrown auction powerhouse. From government assets to vehicles and equipment, find your next deal at wisconsinsurplus.com. The Milwaukee Brewers set a franchise record yesterday afternoon for wins in a season with victory number 97. Here's how it sounded on the Brewers radio network. Jeff Levering with the call.
Uribe, the sign, and his 0-1. Steer, a fly ball to center. Back is Perkins. That'll do it. 97 wins for your Milwaukee's, for your Brewers, a new franchise record. 4-2 the final score. They beat the Reds, and no team in Brewers franchise history has ever been better than the 2025 version.
The crew now waits until October 4th, where they'll meet the winner of the Cubs-Padres Wild Card Series at American Family Field. The Packers also had a tie against the Cowboys, 40-40. Still plenty more of your calls coming up next. Now you'll be talking to Hunter. Peace.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 19 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Hunter Vaughn has come in from the bullpen, and as much as I want to ask him about the Cowboys' perspective of Cowboy fan, we have 7 calls to still get through, and I want to reward people for waiting. So try to be concise so we can get to everybody. Let's get rolling. Let's get to Chris in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, including our popularity. Chris, good morning. How are you?
Hey guys, good morning. It's great to finally talk to you. I've been listening to it a long time. Being a Green Bay fan in Texas sometimes, especially today. I've had no outlet, and I just got to tell you, I am shook, but I am not shocked. Ooh. I am shook, but I am not shocked. I'm not shocked because I just feel like this is how the team is right now. It's an immature team that on offense doesn't look like they know how to win. On defense, it just looks like they're falling apart. Special teams, I mean, what is that? I'm sitting next to my friends who are Dallas fans, and every time we score a touchdown, I got to go to them and be like, are you ready for 2 points? It's just ridiculous. And some of it does come down to coaching, probably all of it. But I just feel like the blame goes everywhere. It's on all the players. It's on the coaches. And I'm kind of ticked at Goody, too, because if this Micah Parsons thing doesn't work out, what do we do? Mortgage our future to be a mediocre team again? And then I have one more thing to say. I love this show. You guys are awesome. I think you should have the best radio show out there. I love the way you guys talk with each other. I think it's just so entertaining. But Tausch, you're killing me because you got my hopes up. You got my hopes up. You said last week they are going to put a shellacking on Dallas.
Burners.
And if they don't come away with a win, we got problems to talk about. And, oh, my gosh, it just hurts. It hurts to get your hopes up, and it just feels like your heart is being ripped out every time by this team. I have no confidence. I have no confidence in the defense, special teams, and when Jordan Love is called upon to make a game-winning drive, he comes up with ties. And I love this team, but, man, it is getting hard right now.
Chris, thanks for the call.
And I do want to I think that's partially why I'm shook, because I just had such a staunch belief. Listen, man, everybody can predict games. You're going to be right. You're going to be wrong. But there are certain things that you just believe are going to be the truths of that game. Mm-hmm. And I do apologize, because I firmly believe that if the Cowboys were going to beat Green Bay, it was going to have to be because our offense turned it over and our special teams stunk. Never, ever did I think we'd give up a 40 burger.
No.
To a non-CD Lamb team?
Burger.
That was never in any of my simulations of how this game could go. Never, ever, never. And when it was unfolding, I felt the same way he just did. I was sick with myself. So I do apologize to our fans that look at this and say, Tausch, how could – because, yeah, I'm wrong. I am not listen, man, I know. We are on here 15 hours a week, and I say some things, and I probably should pull this back a little bit. Not often, but occasionally. And then there's times I'm like, yeah, I was wrong. But I understand why I was wrong. Mm-hmm. Last night, for the first time in 10 years, I don't know why I was wrong. I don't. I'm figuring it out, and I'm going through it, but I was so staunchly believed what I said because it just none of this makes any sense, what we saw last night.
Yeah.
So as the game was unfolding, I knew the postgame was going to be tough because I was shook. I couldn't believe what I started the show with today is legitimately – guys, I am who I am, man. This is legitimately – I couldn't believe what I was watching. And even as the game was unfolding, had we won, I legit was going to feel sick because I thought, how does this happen? I never saw it coming, and those blind sides are the ones that hurt. That's why left tackles make the big money, because if you get up – I've always been a right tackle, people, without a left-handed quarterback. I ain't a blindside guy. Hey, you're going to get hit me in the mouth. This was the blind side. I didn't get an arm on Micah, and Micah drilled me into the dirt, buried me in the turf, and that's how I feel today. I was blindsided by this defensive performance last night. So God bless you. I apologize wholeheartedly. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm with you. I feel the same way. When you just said that, I kind of went, ugh, I'm with you. That makes me feel bad, and it's fair.
Yep. Let's get to another call. That was great, by the way.
It's the truth.
That was the truth. Good. You were right about the 40 burger. You just didn't know that it would be a double burger, and that the Cowboys would have one too. Incredible.
I don't know how. I still don't know how it happened. I don't.
Yeah, there were no. Here's the thing, and great. I love the blindside thing. There were no signs that would have led you to believe that this was coming. Like, they lost last week to a crappy Browns team who, by the way, looked pretty crappy in Detroit, but the defense still played great.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this. Was I shocked that they blocked an extra point and took it for 2? No. Not even – no. I was kind of like, I hope they can tackle him. Like, I wasn't shocked the kick got blocked. And by the way, whenever you see McManus, you should ask him. Because if you watched his next 2 kicks, because that kick got blocked off the right side, watch his kicks. He's so good. He started angling his kicks to just get it inside the left upright so it didn't get blocked off that right side. Like, that's how good he is. He started pulling his kick a little bit so he could sneak it in the left side so it didn't get blocked off the right side after that kick. That ain't good.
Let's get to another call. This is another one of those days where we could do 7 hours. Let's go to Beanie in Bayview. Beanie, thanks for holding on so long. Are you shook like Tausch?
Hey, fellas. Great show today. No, I'm not shook, but I am starting to shake slightly. So the reason I'm not shook fully is because it is week 4. Come on now. It's still early. We have time to figure it out. Week 4 is a little early to be fully shook. But the reason I am starting to shake is definitely the defense. Even, last week's loss, I was still steady. The defense held it down. But after that 40-burger, I am definitely starting to shake. But no, not shook. However, somebody that did look shook was Matthew Golden on that punt return hit. That was not cool. He looked shook up. He bounced back up right away, but still, that was a walloping, which brings me to my question for you guys. What are your thoughts having him return punts? Seeing that big hit definitely made me nervous. Do you think he should be out there? First round receiver drafted in over 20 years. Should we protect him? Should we put someone else out there? Anyways, that's my question for you guys. Thank you for the time. Love you guys.
Thanks for the call, Beanie. Look, Tausch, tell me if
you know what we should do? Let's put our steady-handed veteran wide out with a history of concussions.
Wearing a Guardian cap. Yeah. And then Bo Melton doing most of the kickoff returns instead of Savion Williams, who was back there too, but it was Melton that took most of them back. I don't know if that was because of the aiming or whether they aligned. But look, my issue with Matthew Golden being on punt returns is that before doing it in the National Football League, he had never done it. Not in high school, not in college.
Why are you yelling?
Because for the cheap seats.
Okay.
It's
well done. Okay, I just
speaking up for the
wanted
cheap
a little
seats.
clarity.
I want to be heard in the euchre seats. I don't.
Well, is he good at it? If he's good at it, I want him back there.
No. The short answer is no.
Well, then I don't.
Right. He's fielded a couple of them on a bounce. He's had one where he didn't fair catch it when he should have for sure. He had that one that he fielded it inside the 5, and then the guy had him by the one leg, like Jack Reacher beating up those guys in the bar outside the bar, throws him down into the end zone, and then he does the spin move on the one catch last night and gets absolutely obliterated. That's when they took him out.
Yeah, it was a big hit.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
I would agree. Where are we at with Bisaccia? I know you guys have fun.
I would
banter.
love
I don't know how
to discuss Rich Bisaccia at length.
We can do that tomorrow.
We'll
do that tomorrow.
For now, I would like you to discuss UW Credit Union for every you.
Every stage of life, whether you're a young punt returner, a 5th-year vet catching touchdowns with a Guardian cap, if you're a 10-year vet kicking and having to make – how many years has McManus been in the league?
12.
12 years, and you got to make 2 tackles on special teams. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They'll help you reach your financial goals, and UW Credit Union's got it all. They keep your banking local. They have great member-first service, and they have unbelievable perks like early payday. And they have Bucky. What else could you love more? You love Wisconsin like I do. You can't just pay with anything else. Fandom will make you do crazy things. This makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did, federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
We have 30 minutes left in the show. We have Andy, Jeff, Brad, Ricardo, and Alan. Don't go nowhere.
We can get it done.
We'll get to your 5 calls in the next 30 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Grassland Dairy, and with Green Bay playing on Sunday night and Wisconsin on its bye, this might just be the perfect weekend to spend a little extra time preparing a fantastic breakfast. And you know, no breakfast is complete without the pure and delicious taste of Grassland butter. Grassland Dairy has been serving up delicious taste and high-quality butter from farm to table since 1904. That's over 5 generations, and the key to success for Grassland Dairy over all these years has been the high-quality ingredients Wisconsin's dairy farmers help produce to give Grassland its pure and delicious flavor. Thank you, farmers, and thank you, Wisconsin, from Grassland Dairy. Butter better with better butter. There is truly no better product and no better taste than the pure and delicious taste of Grassland butter. Grassland Dairy, crafting butter for 5 generations.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app. Whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew, let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Join Jesse Nelson and the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Sumrow, this Friday night at 6:30 as the Stoughton Vikings travel to the Edgewood Crusaders. Edgewood looks to stay unbeaten on the season as they set their eyes on a Badger Small Conference title. Again, it's 6:30 this Friday night on 100.5 ESPN or streaming for free on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Game day starts on Regent Street. Fuel up before every Wisconsin football home game at the Monster Energy tent. Grab free samples, snag some Monster gear, and get your energy up before kickoff. The best football pregame start with Monster Energy.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
The word transformative, that always sticks out to me that Chancellor Minute used when Luke Fickell was hired. The only thing that we've seen transform is my optimism into more pessimism. That is the only thing that has happened so far, unfortunately, in these 3 years.
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias. Outfitted by Iron Jock Apparel. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Wait, is this the Cowboys, like,
their version of like the Packers fight song or bang a drum? Or what is this?
Yes, this is We Dem Boys. Some
Holla,
Wiz
holla.
Khalifa.
Tausch, IPT or not?
No, that's a big win for Dallas. So Hunter's
A
a
big
Cowboys
tie.
fan.
Big win.
He should be basking in the
didn't
glow
lose.
of a huge win for the Dallas Cowboys last night.
Cowboys win 40-40. Let's get back to your calls.
You're
Let's
such a coward for not doing that.
I'm using it as the subject line for the newsletter.
Oh, okay.
So I'm at least using it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you tie, and sometimes you tie and it feels like a loss. That's what happened with the Packers. And if you're Hunter, no, the subject line.
I think Packers lose
40-40. Have you signed up for the
that would've been
newsletter?
really good.
You'll have that in your mailbox if you sign up for the
Okay.
newsletter at channel3000.com. All right, let's keep going with the calls. We got 5 to get to. Let's start with Andy in Waukesha. Andy, thanks for holding on. Good morning. Are you shook?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely shook. And to be honest, I'm also a bit sad. After getting a little bit of sleep last night and pondering why I'm so shook, I think I've just come to that time where you got to be honest with yourself. And when you know something is true and you've been kind of denying it to yourself, and it sounds like it's a thought that's been seeping into the mindset of a lot of Packer fans who are calling in today. The current head coach is not the guy who's going to lead the Packers to a Super Bowl. And I say that as someone who was a pretty staunch defender of Matt Lafleur over his previous 6 years as head coach. I blame Goody to an extent. I blame Rodgers. That after last night's performance, and someone earlier said it, the last several kind of performances which seemed disjointed, uninspired. I mean, I didn't think they were that inspired in the playoff game in Philly. I bought into the hype like Tausch did about the defense, but after last night, I mean, what's the signature strength of the team? The defense got exposed in Dallas. The week before, the offense got exposed by a good Cleveland defense. And as far as special teams,
everybody's
when you have a unit, when you have a unit that bad and the head coach is on his third special teams coordinator, he's lost a playoff game against the Niners special teams. The special teams are not just bad. They are cringeworthy and embarrassingly bad. And as I said, the team seems to lack energy. How could they? It's a Sunday night game. Mike is back. The defense looked like it was playing the second preseason game. And I know you're not going to maybe like this analogy, but when one of the two parties in a romantic relationship kind of knows it's over, but plays out the strength, that's how I feel right now with Matt Lafleur. And with Ed Policy in place, I just don't see it. I would challenge you guys to think about it. What is it about Matt Lafleur that leads you to believe he is the coach that's going to get the Packers to a Super Bowl? He had the best quarterback in the game. He won 2 MVPs. Goody traded 2 first-round picks for one of the top defensive players in the game. What is it that we see? Because whatever he's selling, I'm no longer buying. And that was after last night because I bought into the defense and the hype. I'm done. I'm done with Matt Lafleur. Sorry, fellas.
Thanks for the call, Andy. We appreciate it.
So here's what I would say. I obviously was wrong last night on the defense. I still believe this can be a top 5 defense. What we saw last night, I am not going to buy as that is going to be the norm. I don't envision that being the case. I have to check myself and say that this is not what we saw against Detroit and Washington isn't all at Cleveland. It's probably going to be a mesh of those things. The season is not over. We all need to I think Packer fans really do need this bye, probably much more than the team. The team wants to get back out and play. I think our fans, I know I do. I need to just take a beat, look at this thing, dissect it this week, wipe your hands, take the weekend off, get some fresh air, pick some apples, and then get back to ball next week. And I think this team, the Matt Laflur component, there's a lot of people that feel the way our last caller just did. There's a lot of people.
A lot of people. Let's get to another call, and then we'll have 3 remaining. Let's go to Jeff in Milwaukee. Jeff, thanks for holding on for so long. Are you shook? You sound shook.
He does sound shook. Uh-oh. He's really shook. He's getting...
Jeff,
right,
are you
Jeff?
okay? Jeff? Do we stick with this?
Now, let's,
Jeff?
Why don't we give Jeff a beat, grab somebody,
Jeff?
caller, and come back.
Okay.
Hello?
Let's go. Jeff!
Can you hear me?
Jeff?
Yeah.
We can. Be
Can
careful
you hear
on the
me?
roads.
You all right?
You sound
What is
shook.
going on out there, Jeff?
You don't have the right person. I'm not on the road.
I believe I had Brad and Whitewater. Riley's system is a little confusing.
Oh,
So
okay. That's our bad.
the caller in the car was Brad and Whitewater, I think.
All right, Brad,
I believe I
are
have
you
Jeff
okay?
now. This is now Jeff. This should be.
No, now it's Jeff. So now we don't have Brad either. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, how you doing?
Well, better now that we know who you are. Sorry.
Okay, so I've got a question for each of you, and this is not a surprise. As you know, going back to the number of years I've called, I have not been a proponent of Matt Laflur, and it's coming out more and more why I haven't been. And so I have a question for each of you, and then I have a positive I want to finish up with, and the positive has to do with Jason Wilde, so I want to be able to get to that.
Oh, dear.
So
that's nice.
Okay, so Tausch,
yes.
In a close game, I'm just asking you this question. He's been there for 6 years, not 7th years. You're in a close game. Point blank question: is Matt Laflur an asset or a liability?
Ooh, that is a pointed question.
Great question. Good question. I'm going to say...
I know it's tough for you.
Yeah.
Hedge.
All right, go ahead. Give me a beat. Go ahead, ask Jason his question.
All right, Jason, the question I'm going to ask you, and I know this is tough because you got to be respectful when you're in these press conferences, and you often are very, very respectful and measured with your questions and all that. But as a reporter and a beat writer, don't you at some point get tired when you're talking to Bisaccia and he's kind of basically schmoozing his way out of accountability? And no matter what questions no matter what questions you ask, he kind of is just like a little bit of a snake oil salesman. And at some point, don't you get tired of him just not saying, I've got to be better at doing what I do? It's just a question I'm asking in terms of it's a tough spot for you.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. I tried to do that in a respectful way yesterday.
You do.
Or last week, I should say.
Jason, you're always respectful.
I feel like the question now has to be asked, and this will come on. He's probably going to be pissed, but I'm probably going to phrase it as, Rich, you have a long track record in this league. You got here, and we all expected you to be the solution for years and years and years of special teams neglect. Why are your units not better than they are?
Great question.
And he's going to be really irritated with me when I ask that, but I kind of feel like I tried to ask it in a way last week that like gave him the opportunity to say we've got to be better, and instead it was, it's a work in progress and this and that, and maybe it is. But again, it's like I think it's the same thing as the A.J. Hawk expectation game that we always talk about. Rob Domofsky mentioned he's the highest paid special teams coordinator. Well, what does that matter? Well, it matters because expectations matter. And this was going to be the guy that fixed everything, finally, after years and years of neglect. And it doesn't feel like that's happened. And I think that's a fair critique.
So Jason, two things. Number one, I completely agree with you. And if he's irritated with you, then that means that's a good question.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so Jason, can I hit the positive before we get back to Tausch? The Jason Wilde positive?
Sure, as long as, yes, sure, yes.
Yeah, okay. Jason, you'll know what I mean by this positive. And I'm bringing some levity to the show here, okay? Jason, okay. I think it's a positive that you know what a double char cheddar is. Wiener Circle, Jason. Wiener Circle.
Oh, yeah. I just got him plain.
Okay, but you know about Wiener... Jason, you know about Wiener Circle. You're a proponent of it. That was awesome. So you were talking about it in another show. So, double
even though they don't sell ice cream.
Yeah, even though they don't sell ice cream. But
all right, well, thanks for the call, Jeff. Thanks for the call. So the asset liability question, I think it's a fair question. I still believe in Matt Lafleur. I do. I think he does. There are things that bother me about him from the challenges. There are some things that bother me, but I think all in all, I love his aggressiveness with his timeouts. I thought last night he butchered it. You have to understand what the game needs. So I still believe in Matt Lafleur, even though I feel like that ship is starting to sail with a lot of Packer fans. I've not seen this much criticism of him, but I'm not at the point where I'm going to say he is some monster liability as a coach. I still think his good far outweighs his bad as a head football coach in the NFL. I feel that way.
Okay, good answer. Just like the answer to, if you've been in an accident, who do you call? Gruber offices. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber offices. Ow, bit my tongue. One call, that's all. That's not something they can help me with. I can't sue myself. Brad, Ricardo, and Alan, can we get to you? We'll find out. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
Penalty flags? Not here. Carbless is the clean play that every football fan can agree on. With 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories, you get all the flavor without the penalty. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, hosting a crew at home, or watching solo in your lucky jersey, Carbless brings premium cocktails right into the huddle. Made to be refreshingly delicious and game day ready, Carbless keeps fans cheering from kickoff to the final whistle. So this season, skip the sugar, skip the carbs, and make the winning call. Find your bliss with Carbless.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison is throwing the Halloween party of the year. Join the fun Friday, October 31st at our Halloween Bonanza costume contest. We're giving away $6,000 in cash prizes at our 9 p.m. drawing. But get creative because the better the costume, the bigger the prize. You'll also enjoy a DJ, a free photo booth, a treat bag with a free drink ticket, plus $10 in rewards play when you arrive wearing a costume. Bring your Halloween spirit to
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible.
Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
The power of friendship has spawned a memorable baseball season in Milwaukee. When you choose to work with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the relationship is more than what feels like having a friend. Pella honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale. And with this month's incredible deal, Gina Della from Pella is here to share why you shouldn't wait to order new windows and doors.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 9/30/2025.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
This is our crew.
And a ground ball left side, backhanded by Ortiz. Throw across the diamond. Yes, in time.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
'Cause I'm a hazard to myself. Don't let me get me. No, I'm my own worst enemy. It's bad when you know yourself.
All right, we got to go fast here. We're going to have time for one call, and we need some positivity. One call, that's all. So we give 30 seconds, then we have another break, and then we'll wrap things up, to Ricardo in Canada, because we need some positivity. Ricardo, don't let us down.
Oh, yeah, definitely going to let you down. There's no positive. All negative. Laflur, what are you doing to me? You're killing me. Listen, Rich Machado should be left back in Texas. Enough is enough. Where's the adjustments? How can we how can we block two? Like, how can Matt Lafleur have more confidence in a field goal attempt when two kicks have been blocked in 2 weeks straight, but not have confidence in your quarterback to score a touchdown to win the game? Enough is enough. Play to win the game and not tie or lose. Like, have some, you know what? You know what I mean? Like, enough is enough of this crap. Like, we're not here. This isn't the Metro Bowl or the Mayo Bowl. We're playing for the Super Bowl, people. Come on. Enough is enough. Big boy playoffs now. Let's go.
Thanks for the call,
Sorry.
Ricardo. When you've lost Ricardo, you got some work to do. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com. You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Wisconsin's current struggles leaving the fan base questioning its long-term effects. Despite its recent slide, ESPN's Adam Rittenberg on why UW has and will still be a prime destination for coaches.
I think there's a lot of respect for the history that Barry has created there, and I think a lot of coaches are going to look at that as a place, man, I just need to get this thing back to its identity. I need to reconnect with the state of Wisconsin and the alumni in ways that maybe this staff has not connected as well as they could have.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin honors trust and commitment on your behalf, before, during, and after the sale.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 60 months. PellaWI.com.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 Crafted Flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut, 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
It was a wild one in Dallas on Sunday night as the Packers and Cowboys game ended in a tie after Brandon McManus drilled a field goal as time expired in overtime. Here's what quarterback Jordan Love had to say following the tie.
So I have no doubt in that. I know we're still a really good team, but it comes down to, on Sundays, coming out here and performing, executing at a high level. And so, there is some disappointment in these past 2 weeks, but there's still a lot of stuff to clean up. And, we still got a long season ahead of us, and I still know what type of team we are.
The Packers will get a chance to reset now as they'll head into their bye week with a 2-1-1 record.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
The people have spoken, and the results are undeniable. Ridgetop Exteriors has added to our dozens of awards by sweeping a recent People's Choice Awards, taking home Best Roofing, Best Siding, Best Windows, and Best Overall Home Improvement Company. That's not just winning, that's setting the standard. Bo here with Ridgetop Exteriors. At Ridgetop Exteriors, we deliver with expert craftsmanship, top quality materials, and customer service that keeps area homeowners coming back project after project.
Oh, the guys from Ridgetop Exteriors are here.
The message is loud and clear. You want the best, you call Ridgetop. 4 categories, 4 wins, 1 name. Ridgetop Exteriors, the undisputed champion and your only choice for home exteriors. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com to experience the difference today. That's ridgetopexteriors.com, your People's Choice Award winners.
Ridgetop Exteriors is the place for you.
This is our crew.
And that is a one-hopper to Terang. Makes the play, throws to second for one, and then on to first in time. Oh, my goodness.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
All right, we are out of time. My apologies to Alan and Brad. They want to call tomorrow, but I hate it when somebody gets left on hold that long and then doesn't get to talk. So my apologies for that. Crazy day. Thanks to everyone who did call in. We appreciate it. We'll be here all week. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
UW